Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Chat, hello. Oh man, I'm also not gonna lie. Whew. Woke up like damn near right at like 5:55. I'm like, oh shit. Almost slept through my alarm clock, but I did not. So hey, we chilling. But I hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you guys had a good fourth. So not normal guy. Yo, what's going on? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How you doing? I'm doing good. I slept pretty good. Um Not gonna lie, fucking that fucking horse game is fucking up my sleep schedule a little bit. I'm fucking addicted to that game. I'm not gonna lie. But it's so fun. And I enjoy the hell out of it. Um Anyhow, uh we are finally making some pretty good headway. It's the afternoon for you, so you're doing pretty good. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's awesome. Let me full screen the game. There we go. Okay. We're almost done with the new arc, which is fucking wild. Fucking fucking wild that we're almost done with it. That'll be another band. Oh hey, each one I'm very grateful to be doing. Each one has its own each stream has its own fun moment in the stream, regardless of like whatever chapter we're on. So it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. Always is. We're finally starting Aeon Reforged. I have a feeling this one's also gonna be a long one. So we are in the thick of it now, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, though, I want to get right on into it. That way we can see how far we can get in this stream. So this one should be interesting. This one should most definitely be interesting after what happened with chapter 26. Yeah, I have a feeling that this one's gonna I hope this one sheds some light on everything, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. And I'm not gonna lie, this beginning thing scene right here, this scene goes hard. Alright, here we go. It's gonna be another roller coaster, I'll tell you that. Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 1 of 27. Funeral. I just one way to set it off. Funeral. We will not abandon any comrades. We will defend every inch of our land. And will pass the flame of hope to everyone in need. Dude, that's tough. That is such a crazy fucking wording to put it right then and there. All right. Here we go. It's gonna be another reading marathon, but it'll clear some things up slightly. Okay. Hey, as long as it clears some things up and it's not some pointless like fucking reading marathon, then I'm fine with it. All right, here we go. Today, we're gathered here to mourn someone important. He was my best student, everyone's reliable comrade, and the Forsaken's most trusted leader. Despite all of our efforts, the 6 months research has brought no good news. All we found were wreckages and the remains of a few comrades. So it is with great regret that I must announce our leader, Watanabe. He ain't dead. He's left us forever. But oh shit. Whoa, Bollard's here. Whoa. And damn, he got an army with him. Hold on, he got an army with him. Okay, hold on. We're starting off with fucking his voice. I gotta get locked in. Whew. Okay, here we go.
Our fight will not end here. The battle will continue, as it always does. When one person goes down, another will rise to take the torch until we achieve victory and reclaim what is ours.
Under the monument, Ballard's solemn voice stirs the emotions of everyone present.
I first met Watanabe during the Golden Age, before the punishing virus outbreak. He was just a child, an ordinary kid. I asked him what he wanted to become, and he said he hadn't decided yet because he didn't know what the future held or what he would look like when he grew up. When I met him again, he was not the same. He was no longer the boy from the Golden Age.
Oh, Sharkfin. Wow, you were early. Hey. We'll go. It's the Waka Waka chapter. That's fucking funny. The Waka Waka chapter. We're going in blind. Hey, that's all right. We're gonna learn as we go. I'm gonna reshape the memory that you remember that you once thought of this chapter. So hey, we're here. We're here. All right, here we go.
He said that to overcome disasters and to save others, he had to become a different person. I initially thought he had given up his original dream of becoming a soldier since his mother sacrificed herself to the punishing virus broke out. And the punishing virus broke out. Oh, damn. But I gradually realized that wasn't.
Fuck, I keep yawning.
That wasn't what he meant. Soldier, construct, leader. No, none of those was what Watanabe was talking about. He wanted to become a better person, the best person he could be. To become.
Haha, damn it, it's rating. This chapter isn't as confusing as Cradle Parade, so enjoy reading. Okay, well, at least it's not going to be as as confusing. The dark clouds are beginning to be torn apart by lightning, and rain pours down from the gap. Oh my god, there's no you guys, this game music is muted. That's tough. There we go. I was wondering what was happening here. The rain soaks everyone, drenching their clothes and hair. No one speaks and no one leaves.
To become someone who can speak for the unprivileged. To become someone to protect the weak. To become someone who can fight against injustice. Watanabe sacrificed himself in the struggle. He became the person he wanted to be, the best person that exists.
The thunder fails to drown out Mala's powerful voice, and the anger in everyone's hearts cannot be extinguished by mere rain.
Watanabe led us in this struggle. He brought us from having nothing to having everything. He brought justice back to this world and showered all survivors and showed us survivors in that this barren land isn't just about deceit, slaughter, and survival of the strongest. Mutual partnership, love, and overcoming hardships together can still shine brightly in these ruins. We will not abandon any comrades. We will defend every inch of our land, and we will pass the flame of hope to everyone in need. Did the deserters on Babylonia think that destroying Watanabe's body would extinguish this flame? Oh fuck, we're about to be going to war with the Forsaken. Fowler clenches his fist and places it on his chest. They are wrong! This flame will not go out from any sacrifice. Every heroic soul will become the fuel that helps us burn brighter to warm and awaken those being oppressed. Does Babylonia think that suppressing us with force will quell the sparks of rebellion? They are wrong again. We have never feared spilling blood or sacrifice. So how can the threats from deserters stop us from breaking free from our shackles? We respect those who fight, but Babylonia continues to oppress its warriors. Such an unpopular regimen will never win. High up on the platform, Ballard's gaze sweeps over everyone present. Rebellion might mean death, but not rebelling means never having lived. We have liberated the area that rightfully belongs to the Forsaken, but why should we stop here? Look at this monument. During the Golden Age, it symbolized unity. Today, we return here to mourn our fallen comrade and leader. But it is what they need. But is this what they need the most? No! The best way to honor them is to fulfill their dreams and to witness the future they want to see. Ballard raises his hand. Shadowing the falling raindrops, his passionate voice echoes across the memorial square. Comrades, oppressed souls are still waiting for the liberation in the conservation areas. You know that not all Forsaken members are here today. Our trusted comrades are holding the front lines, guarding us against possible attacks. So today's memorial is not just remembrance, but a rallying call for the future. Let us turn these sacrifices into motivation to break those rotten oppressive chains. Bring justice back to the world. Restore dignity to everyone. Remember, this struggle only has two outcomes for both sides. Victory or death. If we must choose an outcome, then we will choose victory. Complete victory.
Whew, this chapter does reveal some stuff, but I can't remember the specifics myself. Hey, it's okay. We're all going in blind.
Here we go.
As Ballard's speech finishes, deafening cheers echoing through the sky, shadowing the dark clouds. Ballard looks up at the sky. The downpour continues to look like it's going to last a long time.
Ugh. This weather again.
Now, I wonder where we're at. World Government National Cemetery, 4 p.m. Is that a dude? I'm gonna assume that's a dude. Looks like it. Okay, here we go. Oh, I don't know. Who the fuck? How do I want to voice him? Okay. We're just gonna try some voices. See what sticks. Sister, I'm here to see you again. The name places a bouquet of flowers in the tombstone. His light blue eyes reflect a figure that was once no more. The tombstone is simple, with only the name, date of birth, and death, and a short epithet. Looks similar to our sleepy bot construct. Oh, boy construct. Yes, he does look a little bit like Wan Shi. She sleeps here along with the war, bringing peace as a gift to the world. Oh. Wow. Chapters 27, the goat. Hey, we're finally at chapter 27. We just got done with chapter 26 Saturday, so it's gonna be interesting. If Ballard's speech had a voice actor and it's German, it'll become something else. Dude, if it was German, yeah, he would most definitely fit that. It's Wan Shi before he got Construct Trust. Is it? Oh, it's his father. Oh, whoa. We're already getting some deep lore right off the bat. Yes, Dad. The boy places a bouquet in front of the tombstone and uses his handkerchief to wipe away the fallen leaves. There's Ballard.
Shin, Watanabe, you're here. Looks like I'm late for once.
A tall figure walks over from the other end of the path. But Watanabe, if he has to choose the person he trusts the most, excluding his often absent parents, he will undoubtedly trust Ballard.
Although sometimes he trained Watanabe with demands that seemed harsh for a child, Ballard's posture and aura always what Watanabe aspires to. Uncle Ballard, call me instructor. But today, I'll make an exception. Ballard places the bouquet in his hand in front of the tombstone, and only then does he notice the 3 bouquet flowers already there. This bouquet is... He looks at Chin with a questioning gaze. It's from Mr. Hans, the cemetery staff. He had come every year, but he always avoids us. Yid and Susaru were his most promising students. You also met Susaru through him. Just before the war ended, there was a misjudgment that led the annihilation of Susaru's team. I fear that regret still haunts him to this day. And that's war. Scars like these can't be healed by finding someone else to blame. Only peace can mend the wounds torn only open by war. I came to terms with it long ago. But Hans, I suppose that's common for someone who's fought all their life. Fortunately, we've finally achieved peace. It'll give us some time to heal those wounds. Question: you played the interlude of Watanabe and Bianca? I have not. I've mainly just been playing the main story and doing floating records as needed. Just following the timeline. I haven't done any of the arcade anima. Haven't done any of the interludes for Watanabe. I've done okay. I take that back. I did his first 2. I've done a lot of people's. I take that back. I've done people's interludes, just to get the black cards and read more lore, but I haven't done any of them up to this point. I don't know if they've released any more. I'll have to check after this chapter. Why do you look like you have something else to say? Actually, wait. If it's classified information from your Security Intelligence Bureau, I don't want to hear it. It's not really classified. I mean, when Arnold had a shouting match with the president, everyone heard it, including the environmental and sanitation department downstairs. Probably only space soldiers you haven't heard about yet. Ballard speaks in a rare tone of helplessness and frustration. You always talk about Lieutenant General Arnold like this. He's your superior, yet it sounds like you don't respect him much. I admire his achievements in the Security Intelligence Bureau, but that's as far as it goes. Privately, I can't respect someone who opens some storming in the office, even if it explained later it was just a joke for Hans and President Trillard. Remember the 6th proposal for military expenditure reduction I mentioned to you last time? Although the Space Force budget wasn't affected much, but I heard the Army faced significant cuts. After the last revision of the Joint Charter, most countries relinquished a large portion of their military command. We no longer have the external enemies on the Earth to guard against, nor do we need to maintain so many national armies. Such proposals pass every year. Was there still opposition this year? More like it got heavily modified. In a sense, it can no longer be considered a military budget reduction proposal. President Trillard proposed a contract system in the parliament, listing part of the armed forces as contradictory units. If the proposal passes, I don't know who you are, but hey, it's very nice to see that they started that this chapter. You can tell they're up and up. They're up and a little bit on the what the fuck? Stop pictures now. I think that's how you say it. It's nice. You can tell that they're more detailed this time. Now, whether or not this is with everyone, we're gonna see. If the proposal passes, these conglomerates and ectometric entities will be able to meddle with the world government armed forces. Trillard, what exactly are you planning to do with this proposal? Oh, okay, hold on. Trillard. Hans, I thought you'd be visiting the cemetery today. Oh, whoa, okay, we're still in the past. That's Hans. Whoa, he looks completely different than what I fucking see, what we've seen him today. To the present. Okay, so this is Hans when he was younger. I'm still gonna have the smoker voice for him. I went earlier this morning since World Government Execution Meeting is, happening this afternoon. Here, new glasses. I met your security on the way and brought them for you. The man in the commander uniform hands over the glasses. I needed these. He removes the old pair that is missing half of one's lens. That's interesting. He's already missing one. Woo! I didn't think much about it earlier, but now I can finally see the stairs clearly. Why did Arnold punch so hard even though we gave him a heads up? I even chose to execute executive meeting that he usually attends to virtually. But this time he showed up in person. Our director of the Security Intel Bureau is as sharp as ever. No wonder people call him the Hound. He still has that glove when he got older. He has another glow up telling me we're gonna see middle age Hans before we see old age Hans. Serves you right. You know exactly who Arnold despite the most. A bill so blatantly biased, you should be grateful that security reacted quickly, or else we would have ended up with more damage and a pair of broken glasses. As the president, I can't appear in the morning news with the bruises. I have to schedule an appointment with the medical concern to reduce the swelling. Well, if you'll excuse me now. Hold it. Don't try to evade my question. There's no one else here. You can speak your mind, old fox. We've been working together since before the formation of the world government. I know what you put on paper is never what you really mean to do. Then why bother digging? Actually, we just need money. Lots of it. Trevor gives an awkward smile to avoid further embarrassment. He turns to look at the huge statue built to commemorate the uniform. In desert or stagnation, Shaken believes the quagmire of war. The appearance of any of these would threaten the status quo. The world government bears the load of the whole humanity. Even the smallest crack of these could cause the dome to collapse. Dominic and Science Council have solved the problem of belief. And the world's smartest minds man created to create miracles for humanity. Their proposed ideas become deeply rooted, unshakable as steel. Through the military's peace operations over the past decade, extreme ideologists and extremists have lost their means and grounds for survival, freeing us from the quagmire of war. But Hans, while we've unified ideology and power, our resources have yet to be unified. The spectacle sculpture reflects Trillow's eyes, and he can see the small figure on each reflective surface. And the monument beneath the sculpture carries the names of every martyr who sacrificed for peace, along with an inscription at the base. A word for all. Most resources are controlled by a minority, and these people won't be swayed by beliefs. They are likely fought dragons guarding treasures in night novels, sleeping on mountains of gold, and agitate while worrying that we might one day break into their caves and plunder their treasures. But in fact, we can never use force against them. I figured that, since you decided to trade with them. For their own good, they would sell ropes, and we would use to hang themselves if it is a grand gift. It naturally comes from a different price. You wear the same expression of those corporate representatives. They'd have heard your proposal. Only those who share their foul taste and can talk about the things. Dominic has scientists to stabilize the beliefs. You and your army resolve the wars, and as for the mundane matters of daily life, leave them to someone who is ordinary as yours truly. Whether it is Project Zero Point Energy or Project Eden, it's hard to move forward when our resources are not unified. 0 Point Energy. I don't know if I heard about that project. Project Eden I have heard of. You're playing with fire. These people are just gonna chunk their manners out of the window once they're powerful enough, or what it takes to contend with the world government. But if I can use the fire to my advantage, then I can cook the greatest stuff with it. And naturally, I know what to do and not get burned. First of all, it's true that the Army has implemented a contract system, but recruitment and training qualifications are still in our hands, which ensures the scale of the mercenaries that won't go haywire. Now Unless they're willing to tread the fine line of the law, and there's very few people inclined to those people who are a precious life spent fighting in the shadows. Secondly, the contract system only applies to the army and some of its equipment, confining their army more strictly to the land. Such a single force is insignificant under the complete four-dimensional strike system of land, sea, air, and space. I'm sure they brought a lot of this headway, so what's your point in this proposal? And your containment plan only works under the ideal conditions. If there isn't an issue with people carrying out your plan would take a nosedive. Oh, I'm aware of that, but this is never meant to be a long-term plan. And they didn't have us mind when they decided to hire armed forces. When you realize that they can quickly resolve and corrupt a government, they would naturally turn their forces inward.
First met him on surviving Luciman. Yeah, I was also kind of annoyed at him first. Oh, now I remember. Who we talking about here? Surviving Luciman. I'll have to jog my memory whenever we get done with this chapter. During the eternal conflicts, we can break free from the Earth's gravity and organize colonized dreams for other planets. It won't be long before the vast resources of space are within human reach. By then, the value of the coins they hold. Oh, wait, by then, what value will the coins have? Click. There we go. A rare trace of fantasism appears in Trillet's face. He looks toward the sky, seemingly wanting to gaze through the clouds and into the boundless stars.
I see you're not satisfied with the fact that the vertification of Eden is way ahead of schedule. Do you plan to complete both Project Zero and Zero Born Energy and Project Eden within your 10-year term? Come on now, I'm anything but an overachiever. I see you're keeping a cool head there, which is great.
That's why I'm aiming for re-election.
Hans, no politician can refuse the achievement of leading humanity beyond Earth, and I'm no exception. Besides, I'm getting old. I want to elevate the world government's prestige to new heights. And perhaps leave a legacy in the annals of history. Oh, what a thing to say about someone as mediocre as me. I can assure you, though, I'm not being entirely selfish here. I've always placed the government above myself. There's only one thing that you failed to consider, though. What if they throw their coins and choose to bet on space too? If they do too, set their sights on the cosmos and the stars.
Trillet turns around and the sunlight filtering through the spherical sculpture landing on him. He spreads his arm as if to embrace the giant fireball in the sky or to the entire world before him. That'll make them like-minded people, no? What would I have to worry about that? Huh. Okay. Shit and Barlow continue to discuss issues beyond his understanding, and the boy's thought began to drift. There were no remains under his mother's tombstone. In that fierce assault, extremists used an unstable thermal cannon. The haywire explosion turned them into government forces into ash. Oh boy. Surviving Lucium was park incident with the unidentified twins. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. That's right. In the 400-meter diameter crater, no traces of humans were found, only molten iron and cooling, crystallizing rocks. The smoke from the explosion covered the entire city, taking a week to settle. Perhaps that was when they sacrificed Truly returned to the soil. So Truly played a role in causing the domino chain that led up to the virus. Okay. So he had a hand in it then. Okay. Interesting. For humanity, it was the last day of the war and chaos, but for the families of sacrifice, it was the first day of grieving. Why? Why did Mom have to go to those missions when they were so dangerous? I thought Watanabe didn't witness it firsthand, though the gruesome photos and the repeated news broadcasts, he also felt as though he could smell the gunpowder. Ooh, whoa! I like that. That's new.
what the bodies must have been through when they blew up. It was at that moment those people and his mother were frozen in death. Every time Watanabe thought of this, his stomach would spasm. This made him dizzy at the sight of injuries because he saw wasn't the flesh wound on his retina, but that lingering illusion of death. Countless times Watanabe questioned his mother, who was no longer there. The same question he never had the guts to ask his father, fearing that it would only add to his grief. Following might be a good choice, but would it make him think I'm a wimp? The boy is unable to find the answer to his question, his heart heavy with worries and overthinking. I think the youngster Watanabe has never seen appears in sight. Because this was responsibility, because she could hold her. The youngster gently places the memorial bouquet and flowers of the tombstone and bows her head in silent tribute. The youngster appears to be a member of the military personnel. Like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, is this us?
I met him in Echo Ardia and was a bit of an a-hole, but later I understand that it was just his job. Oh,
we talk about Hans. Lucian was after the Pulao Forest Park. It was the fallout where the twins and Hero creatures nearly destroyed the world. You're thinking of chapter 16, Evernight Beat. Oh, Carefree Dot, hello! Good to see you here. Good to see you here. Also, yes, I am. I'm glad you're here as well. You kind of, I think it's the first time I've seen you in the stream here, but yes, welcome. I also need to know if this is, I think this is us when we were younger. Responsibility, you said? What about her responsibility as a mother and wife? Watanabe is seeing the youngster for the first time, yet he's feeling a strange sense of familiarity with the young person. Okay, yeah, this is us. Watanabe knows he should be exercising his vigilance, yet he finds himself asking this question that's been holding in the back of his mind. There are so many soldiers in the world who can carry out missions, but to my father, she was his only wife. To me, she was my only mother. Did we really mean little to her? Now, if this is us, I don't have that deep voice as I used to, so I want to say... She never ignored you. You were also the source of her faith. You will face the same choices in the future. My mother left nothing but an empty tombstone. I swear I'll never be like her. No, there's more to that. The sound of raindrops hitting the leaves interrupts the young soldier's next words. Oh, now it's downpouring. Damn! The rain comes without warning, weighing on the boy's heart. Watanabe, we need to go. His father's voice comes from somewhere nearby. Before Watanabe knows it, he and Ballard have already reached their cemetery's exit. Oh, alright. Watanabe takes off his coat to shield himself from the intensifying rain and jogs towards his father. He turns around and sees that strange youngster has already moved to the next tombstone, offering another bouquet of flowers. Through the hazy rain, he vaguely makes out the symbol of a shield and a wing imprinted by the youngster's cloak. Oh yeah, this is us when we were young! Is this us when we were young? Watanabe. Let's get going already. Coming. The rain intensifies, forcing Watanabe to curl up entirely under his coat as he runs toward the exit. Oh, yes, sir! Okay, so this is us. This is us. I guess I do have that dark voice still then. The young officer's figure stands like a lighthouse at sea, surrounded by the tombstone forming a cluster of reefs. Lonely, yet resolute. Ooh! Okay. Okay. We still have that cloak and we still have... Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, 2,900 days till the punishing virus outbreak. Okay, so we're going to be blasting from the past here until who knows when. Okay, let's go back real quick. So I do believe I've done all of the interludes. Gallery. Oh yeah, I haven't done some of the hidden ones. Just because I've been too lazy to do so. But yes, I've done Watanabe's. I remember he was also fighting. He had a fight and stop one of his friends. Where the fuck was it? Because I remember the standoff. He had to fight someone. Bruce, that's what it was. He was fight. I know he was doing something with Bruce. Then I also know that he kind of saved Bianca as well. So okay. Oh wait, okay, hold on. Was this the Okay, so if it's not okay, hold on. Hold on now. No here. Okay. That was Commandant, but it's not young Commandant. He wasn't born until after the outbreak. You see him there for a different reason. You'll see it. You'll see it out later. Okay. So it was us, but it's not young Commandant. He wasn't born until after the outbreak. Okay, so was that the Commandant for Grey Raven before we took over then? He wasn't born until after the outbreak. Okay, but then that makes me wonder if that was the old Grey Raven Commandant before we took over. It'll get explained why is it okay. All right. Well, then I won't ask any more questions on it. All right, here we go. Episode 2, Golden Age. Where do we go from here? It's something people never stop talking about, no matter the era. Where does life originate? How is the conscious born? What is the end of the universe? And where does human civilization go? It makes sense because it was us then. It mean we're a lot older than Watanabe. Yeah, it means that we're a lot older than Watanabe, which is fucking wild if that's the case. But wait, we gonna see. And there's fucking Dr. Pickman. Oh, we should focus on the contamination and inheritance of civilization to enhance the advantages of the human race. Somewhat to follow biological instincts to keep passing on the will and life to the individual. Remember saying, genes. The tiny difference in genes that make us who we are. What molecular level manipulation, we can perfectly replicate the body one-to-one. Next, as long as we concentrate the funding and consult computing power on the 100% replication on the conscious signal, we can achieve continuous rebirth. Imagine the day when humanity is free of aging and illness, never has to lose its leader to accidents and time, and our wisdom and experience will accumulate over time. So this is when he first proposed it. Some want to break the shackles of the mortal body through self-modification. Earth is the cradle that breathes life. Life is born from the cradle. The atmosphere protects us from cosmic radiation with abundant organic matter to keep our souls from hunger. But what is the world beyond the cradle like? What will we rely on to face deadly cosmic rays, the vacuum, and ultra-low temperatures? Move the entire ecological cradle to the sky? That would be a lot of work. If we couldn't modify ourselves, humanity would never be able to sever the umbilical cord with its home planet. I'm not saying humanity shouldn't develop a space fleet, but just that we should modify ourselves first before discussing the future. Okay, talking about constructs at this point. When empty talks turn into reality, people making decisions realize the immense pressure they face. After solving the practical issue of cold fusion and completing Consort's construction, what should the next 10-year plan be? Gene correction? Human modification? Digital life? With limited resources in this home planet system, implementing all of these plans simultaneously is clearly a pipe dream. Going forward, humanity must tread carefully. The clash of various thoughts, moral choices, and the entanglement of interests make it difficult to reach a clear conclusion in this century-long debate. Until that person's lieutenant brought the theoretical report and construction plan to the World Government Conference. The Leopold reactor, Casimir effect, quantum fluctuations. I'm sick of these formulas.
Trailer takes off his glasses and rubs his temple that were throbbing from the complex formulas. Based for this document, which was more of an academic paper and a plan, Trailer decisively ignores the theoretical part and turns to the last page.
Energy can be constructed from any point in space and converted into the form of energy needed.
Upon reading this, Trillard's pupils dilate slightly. The possibilities of sentence hints are quickly flashed to his mind. Oh, and here it is. Hey, what's going on? Trillard took off his shirt and reveals he's a macho man candy cabbage. I am joking. He's gonna be the brains and the brawn. Hey, you all good? Go do what you gotta do. We'll see you. We'll see you in a little bit. But Inheritor, how you doing? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Same thing with you, Carefree Dot. My bad. Hey, you good? I was reading Check Genie. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know that book or novel or manga. Never heard of it, but I hope it was a good read. Okay, here we go. But as a politician, especially as the first president of the world government, he can't show any bias. He puts his glasses back on, masking the inner excitement with his usual mild demeanor. The application of the zero-point energy, it sounds like a fantasy, but there shouldn't be any doubt that of its authenticity that Chief Technician Dominique, that was the one who proposed it. Okay, so now we're talking about the zero-point energy. However, with our recent completion of the energy revolution and the mastery of code fusion, upgrading the entire energy stream might not be the most pressing issue for humanity. It's a story about a girl who disguises herself as a boy to join a boys-only acting academy to pursue her dreams of following her bro's footsteps and become a theater actor. Oh, okay. Hey, that sounds pretty interesting. Having to dress as a dude to follow the footsteps of acting. Hey, that sounds pretty interesting. The more I hear about Dominique, the more I think Dominique is a group, not a person. But then Asimov exists. Yeah, we got Asimov. Then he exists. I feel like don't we know that Dominique is a person? But maybe it's like a group at the same time. I don't know much about Dominique. I don't remember if I've ever seen him either. Or the group. Yes, but the amount of achievements he has under his name is just insane. Yeah. That is true. Because didn't I don't remember when was the first time we saw him or we heard about him? Wasn't it like really, really early? When Dominic was first mentioned, I thought it was a tech company. Beats me, bro. It beats me. I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember. And I don't remember ever hearing the name. So this is very new. This is all new to me. The research Nihart. Whoa. You're new. Okay. Oh wait, Nihart. No, it's not. Never mind. I thought that was Selena. It's not. All eyes now turn to focus on the young woman on the podium. As opposed to the seasoned veterans present, she seems too young and most naive. This is the first time they hear her name, but the person standing behind her is a luminary in human history that cannot be overlooked. The legendary Dominique, who united the initially desperate scientists to establish a science council and led humanity out of the Great Depression. Why would the chief technician, who never appeared in public, send such a young lieutenant to such an important meeting? Okay, so Dominique don't want to make his appearance, apparently. He's just like, hey, I'm going to send my lieutenant in. I gotta be back. I'm gonna go eat some lunch. Hey, y'all good? Go enjoy your food. Is there more to it that meets the eye here, or is the chief grooming Nahart as a successor? In the silence, speculation brews. Trillard realizes that the researcher has been silent since submitting the proposal and hasn't answered the previous question. The researcher Nahart? Trillard calls her name again. Wow! Whoa! God damn! Whoa! Wow, okay, hey. Whoa! Hey, that's crazy. Hey, wow. Hey, hey. Oh, damn, bro. God damn. She does. Hey, she look good. She look good. Hey, she look good. She look good. Damn. Okay. let me lock in here. Our heart looks up. Oh, knit heart, sorry. Apparently tired from lack of sleep. Have you finished reading the proposal? I thought it would take at least another half an hour. Oh, there's Hans. With his sharp eyes, Han notices that Neathart has turned off the alarm with her wrist terminal. It appears that she was trying to sneak a nap while the council members read the proposal. I skipped the theoretical research part. I mean, I'm a politician, not a scientist. Now, let me ask this again. On behalf of the world government, what's the point of this 0-point energy that's mentioned in the proposal when we've just completed the energy revolution and mastered code fusion? The new decade-long project is to decide humanity's next step. If this proposal is just for show and doesn't bring us substantial breakthrough to leap forward, then I'm afraid that the world government has no reason to provide financial support. You might as well handhold her through convincing us. Han's familiar with his old friends. Ritterholic shakes his head, knowing what Trillard is playing at. A decade? You probably only read the last page. The estimate time in the proposal is 20 years. 10 years would only be enough for validation. Miss Neathart, there is no place for bad jokes. Validation is necessary. The results determine whether humanity can use our current technology to build colony ships that travel faster than light. If validation fails, its only feasible part of the plan would be Project 0-point energy that you mentioned. Oh, by the way, Jack Jean is written by Sue Edisha. I don't know who that is or who she is. I'm really bad with names. I gotta put face to picture or like face to referencing what have they done. Tokyo Ghoul guy, really? Tokyo Ghoul. I'm not gonna lie. I put off watching Tokyo Ghoul for the longest time because I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was ass. I'm like, bro, I don't care. This does not interest me at all. And I didn't watch it for a long time. And then one day, I'm like, one of my friends told me to watch it. I'm like, fine, fuck it, I'll watch it. First season pretty good. Second season, I'm like, what the fuck's happening? Third season, I was very uninterested. I'm not interested in that. To be honest, it was not my cup of tea at first. It still isn't my cup of tea, and I don't think I'd ever watch it again. I mean, unless they do a reamp on it, then I'll watch it. But even then, it's like, eh. Jack Genie is within my gene. I like more. I'm more of a. I'm a sucker for rom-com or for romance animes. Like that shit. That shit's fucking crazy. I like romance animes. I also really like shonen animes, and I also really like. Oh god. Isekais are good. It's gotta be, but the isekai's gotta interest me enough to be like, all right, well, I'll give you a watch. But other than that, romance shonen, kind of like freelance, so like fantasy anime, and then don't remember the other ones. Jack Genie's like an otome genre in terms of visual novels. Okay. 80% common route, 20% romance. Ah, okay. Also like Oshinoko. I don't remember Oshinoko. That kind of reminds me of Oshinoko, of what you're talking about. Jack Genie kind of reminds me of Oshinoko. If you've ever seen it or read it, I have the mangas. I'm waiting for volume 11, I think, to come out. Once volume 11 comes out, I'm buying that shit right off the bat. I think it's out now, but I'll have to double check. Oshinoko is really good. I have not seen the ending. I've gotten up to the point where some things happen, but I haven't read it since then. Because I'm like, I want to read it when I get the manga. Niha's design is almost too good for for an NPC, I must say.
Yeah, she don't look like she needs to be an NPC. She looks like she needs to be either playable or a big part of everything. All right, here we go. This could provide humanity with an additional 70 trillion kilowatt hours of clean energy annually, but that's the most trivial benefit of the Project Zero Point Energy. Its true significance lies in breaking in the way we've been using energy since the Science Council Industrial Revolution. Nita appears to have sleep, but she's laser sharp and focused when it comes to her field of expertise. Certainly, no matter how we generate energy, we need to go through conservation before we can use it. We burn fossils for heat, we expand grasses for power. Our methods of obtaining energy are changing, but the insufficient and wasteful conversion process has seen no breakthrough. Which is why Dawn 3 has only been able to research 1% of light speed after prolonged acceleration, despite the cold fusion energy in low capacity. Crossing the Oort cloud alone would take generations, let alone exploring further into space. With zero-point energy, it's different. Its properties allow us to be collected and converted energy into any known form of energy simultaneously. This is written on page 36, line 57.
Oh, she done her research already. Once she's awake and knows her shit, she on.
This means collection and conversion happen simultaneously, eliminating energy loss and conversion over time. So we end up directly with the energy in the form we desire. Detailed explanations can be found on page 41, formula 65. If the initial phase of validation is successful, it will put us one step closer to bringing us new colony ships with the zero-point energies to reality. Our ships can break 10% light speed limit, and the future even surpasses light speed. Please refer to pages 79 to 92 for details. That's about it. Any more questions? Well, you can probably find all the answers to your questions in the proposal, though.
Seemingly exhausted from the presentation, Nihar props her chin with her palm, looking as if she might fall off the podium. No one in the room, however, calls out on her behavior, because they are all held spellbound by the idea of faster than light. The sound of trapping screens become the only melody of echoes through the room as everyone meticulously reads sections Nihar pointed out. Now, she got some pull if she's doing that shit. She's like, hey, one, she's really good looking. Two, she's like, you want to see everything? I done spilled it off for you, and I said it more. And then she's like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. Me, it's like good night. Exactly. She's like, I'm going to sleep. Y'all can do that information as you see, please. So are you saying that we need to spend some 10 years of resources just to validate a possibility? Moreover, a proposal mentions modifying the lunar base that's meant for starship production and assembly? We'd end up with nothing to show for the 10 years spent on a significantly smaller fleet of starships and project fails. With only the orbital spaceship's production capacity, we could only deliver 30 starships for the deadline. Then, when we originally planned for the 100, that's it. No matter how grand plan this seems, putting our eggs in one basket is not wise. A world for all is this world government funding principle, lest we forget. Well, it's true that the Science Council has many making achievements. We can't bet 10 years worth of humanity time on a theory that even the Science Council is uncertain about. Oh, I don't know. We spent 100 years on the Stellars just for fusion energy. We spent 100 years on the fusion energy? Ugh. 10 years sounds like a cheat to me. So, yeah, if we're spending 100 years on fusion energy, it should not be a big deal. Maybe it may cost a lot more funding, but still. Seeing Neathart still silent with her head down, the new counselor eagerly adds, oh, okay, it's a new counselor. Okay. Back to Paulson, I think Professor Goodwin's comprehensive modification plan would be more solid. Found it. Oh, excuse me, I'm still talking. First of all, I'm here as a researcher, and I would greatly appreciate it if you could address me as Researcher Neathart, like the President does. Secondly, the Chief mentioned that many members of the Science Council were too busy with research to attend the meeting, so they sent me here to express their stance. Now, this is what we call a petition, I presume. Neathart turns on her terminal and projects a short text on her screen. Okay, she locking in now. She about to go crazy with whatever she's about to pull up. It would be hilarious if Neathart is drooling in her sleep, but I feel like she mastered sleeping in any setting that she could just sleep and be like an art model. Yeah, wherever she's posing,
she's posing for a reason. Reminds me of fucking Asimov, who damn near looks tired half the time, but then when he's like, okay, fine, I'll walk in, he talks and he's talking about he's spitting facts. Reminds me of Asimov a lot. The projection is simple, merely a request for the world government to support the 0-point reactor and subsequent research. What matters is the long list of signatures below. Kallenstein Alexandrov, initiator of the Project Orient of Project Interstellar Voyage, founder of modern starship design standards. William Lebelwitz, founder of quantum computing processor standards, builder of the foundation principles of Gestalt physics. Damn, we got some heavy hitters that are signing off on this shit. Igor Netzvich Landu, Pilomath, designer of the first cold fusion reactor discovered of the universal superconducting crystal structure. Chief engineer of Gestalt, proposer of the marine fish farming technique, author of the comprehensive guide to edible fungi. And the last on this long list of signatures, Dominic. Founder and chief technician of the Science Council, pioneer of Gestalt design theory. Proposer of the cold fusion theory and its practical application, creator of the first strong AI machine. Man, we got some heavy hitters that are like, hey, we approve of this shit. This group of scientific elites that once led humanity out of the Great Depression has once again come together as one. Though some of them are now frail and confined to the intensive care units, no one can ignore the weight of their words. Whoo, hoo, hoo, that's some pull. Or they were, and still are, humanity's beacons of hope. And when they united for a single cause, I'd say this is more of a... This is a threat! Is this a science cult trying to coerce the world government into making a decision based on your favor? The refined council slams the table, pointing at Neathart and angrily accusing her about a curse. Biased, we're seeking nothing for ourselves. All this research will serve humanity. This petition is merely to voice the wishes of those researchers who can't be present today. Isn't this summit supposed to decide the future? Shouldn't we all be open to more opinions here? Most council members pale at what Neathart just said, and they are either from entrenched families, complex interest group, or emerging enterprises. They fought hard to earn their seats in this assembly, hoping to ride the wave of the tides. Faced with this petition where the list of signatures runs longer than the main text itself, their hidden agendas seem destined to crumble. She is being very polite. She could say some shit, but she ain't going to. She would rather be in the office napping. Yes, she would rather be like that cat in the office that just sleeps and looks out the window. Semin, hello. How are you? Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're enjoying your morning, your afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. You're right on time. We're like not even 2 episodes in to chapter 27. Oh, this summit is indeed open to everyone's opinions, and I'm sure we've all taken your valuable suggestions to heart. If there is no further questions, let's proceed with the vote. This meeting is a turning point in the fate of civilization in which humanity chooses to speak their hope. I hereby announce, based on the decision of the 13th World Government Summit, that the next decade, or rather for the next 20 years, President Eden proposed by the Science Council will be our primary focus. May civilization achieve greater glory. Now, isn't Project Eden the thing where we go to Atlantis and see that? Oh no, isn't Project Eden like the heart of the Punishing, where the outbreak happened? This day was a long day, pretty tired, but overall fun. Hey, you're home now. You get to relax in the place in your place that you call home. Hey, that's all that matters. No, that's the Omega File in Atlantis. Project Eden is the OG name of Babylonia. Oh, okay. Okay. Project Eden is colony arc ships. Okay. Okay. That had me confused. Oh, wait. Oh, if you're talking about the file in Omega File, that's what, Okay. Project Eden is basically the foundation of Babylonia. Okay, that's what the Omega. Okay, now it's clicking. So when we went to Atlantis, we found those Omega files. That's what it was. I'm assuming.
Okay, I think that's what it was. Okay, but now that we know, now I know Project Eden was basically to fucking build Babylonia. Also, reminder to fellow covenants to do y'all's PPCs. I need to do mine. I keep forgetting, but that's all right. Our next target is the stars. Still unaware of the impending disaster, everyone cheers for a supposed grand future down the road. In the first year, Project Zero Point Energy, sub-project Project Eden, officially launches, led by a science council. It aims to establish 5 experimental zero-point reactors worldwide to verify the reactor's reliability from multiple perspectives. In the second year, with support with Trillard and a few proponents, Project Eden makes significant headway. In the same year, sites for the construction of zero-point reactors are selected, and the theoretical verification of the zero-point engine begins. In the third year, theoretical verification of the zero-point engine is completed, making the construction of engines using zero-point reactors theoretically possible. In the same year, construction of the prototype ships capable of carrying zero-point energy engine, the Eden 1 colony ship, begins at Tosklarov Aerospace City. In the fourth year, Eden 1 colony ship completes the whole construction, followed by a year-long series of verifications. Wow, this is crazy. This is some crazy lore that we're getting from the big mother of Big Bertha. Just to remind you about what the Omega file contains, it's a revealed method of to purify the virus by shifting it back into a pocket dimension, presumably where it came from. Okay. It's a post-workout kind. Okay, it's a post-workout kind of tired. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm gonna just chill at night and maybe prepare for day 2, prep my workspace before the actual work. Hey, nothing wrong with prepping the work. That's what I do every morning whenever I'm working. When I go to work, I'm always prepping my area before I'm ready to roll for the day. That way, I don't shit bricks whenever I'm dealing with work. So hey, that's never a bad thing. So, but don't push yourself too hard, man. So you're doing good. The reference of Omega stuff is to absorb PV to an extent. Okay, so Punisher virus came from a presumably pocket dimension, which, okay. And then the Omega mega file is basically a method to purify that. That's what okay. Because I do remember when we went to Atlantis, they were attempting or researching, but then, died. Yesterday was my birthday, and I'm almost where you're at in the main story. Damn, you made some headway. You making some headway then. That's awesome, dude. Congrats. Happy late birthday, for one. Hope the voice acting is all going good. I know you've got like 2 months. You got 2 months coming up on it, so hey, as long as you're working on it, getting better every day, so you're chilling. Congratulations on the cold embrace of eternity for 1 year. 1 year closer. Hey, it's not about, hey, we all know where we're gonna go. It's just what we do in that time. Yeah, the moon base is responsible for all the production of the Omega weapons at the moment. That's what I remember, because I remember that's what it was. When it was Bianca's chapter, they were in production of Omega weapons, which is what we used against Chico. So, but yeah, anyways, happy birthday, Zago. Hope it was a good one. Hope it was a real good one. So, now that's interesting. Okay. In the 5th year, Project Eden achieves significant breakthrough. Eden 1 interstellar colony completes the 32nd generation of the space environment simulated fortification at the Toskarovsky Aerospace, making permanent space residency of the FOT possible for humanity. This reminds me of like the fucking Iowa battleship classes that got built. Wisconsin, Missouri, New Jersey, and Iowa. Reminds me of those. Like big shit going on. In the same year, the former interstellar navigation project, Orient, was incorporated into the Project Eden. Orient was incorporated into the project, officially shifting humanity's century-long goal from interstellar navigation to interstellar colonization. In the same year, the lunar base begins renovation for better research and assemble the second-generation interstellar colony ship, Eden 2, equipped with a zero-point engine. Everyone gangster till they realize Ishmael is probably chilling somewhere. She probably is. Now, I don't know much about who she is, exactly what she's doing. No spoilers, please. That's all I about know, though, is that I know she's
She's a big figure. She plays a part somewhere down the road. Don't know where, don't know how, but she does. That's all I know, though. In the same year, the Luna begins renovating a bed of research and assembled the second generation interstellar ship, Eden 2, equipped with a zero-point engine. In the same year, countries transferred the usage rights of spaceports and starships to the world government. Since then, the world government has gained control of all land, sea, air, and space and military forces. The starship fleet is established, and a large-scale recruitment for the Space Force begins. Now they just monopolizing all of the military. In the 6th year, the Lunar Revelation project is largely completed with an additional zero-point engine test site. In the 7th year, Triller proposes an army optimization reform plan on the world government executive meeting, listing some personnel and equipment as hireable assistants. Eventually, the Army Hiring Act passes by a narrow margin. Okay, Triller proposes an army optimization, which I'm assuming is maybe the projects? Ishmael is that one cosmical mommy, technically. Oh, yeah. You went all out, yo. Hey, I props for you for getting her to SSS Plus. That's crazy. Are you gonna play another gotcha game that tells us that? Hey, oh, don't you worry now. Hold on, don't you worry. I got something planned. I got some. When I say the future looks bright, the future looks bright. All right. I was talking to some. I'm gonna be real quick. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of the tea here, a little bit of the recipe. All right. So when I was talking to one of my friends about the grand plan that I have for this channel, and I shit you not, I've been writing it in this book. This book right here. This book right here is everything that I have planned for this channel. Everything that I've been working towards on this channel. I shit you not. I've laid out the roadmap for the games that I want to play after this one. And everything, all the videos that I've been making, all the short films, all the short films, they will very slowly start intertwining. All right, I'm now starting to build the web that sets everything in motion, set things in place. And the games that will be going in order are gonna be good. Hey, when I say that, when I talked to someone about it and I told him the plan, he's like, "Yo, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that." So hey, this is gonna be man. Don't get me started. Don't get me started now. Oh shit! Don't get me started now. But hey, I shit you not. All I'm gonna say is that when I do the last, I wouldn't say the last. There's not because the short films will continue to go. But when I do a short film for one of this. To make a transition, whoa, it's gonna be good. Hey, it's gonna be good. But hey, that's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say is that let me continue. Just hold out for now. Hold out for now. When we make that transition, you're gonna see how that transition works. So you're gonna have to keep watching the short films though to get the little nuggets that I'm placing. I placed a couple nuggets already on some of the short films. So you just gotta find them nuggets. Pause. Okay. I did the same for Lucia. You did the same for Lucia and Selena. Hey, that's all right. That's all right. Ishmael reminded me of Alicia from Hong Kong. Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I think I'm gonna be honest. I think Alicia set the pace for for most of the pink hair girls that we see now. She was kind of like the foundation of it. I think she was like the grandmother of it all. Oh wait, you're good. Hey, y'all just gonna have to keep on watching with the short films to see what's gonna happen with it. Ishmael has the similar palettes of Alicia. Don't know about personality though. Alicia is more of like an outgoing person. I wanted to pay my respects to Lucia as the main girl. Hey, I don't blame you. She's the mascot of this game. For Selena, I joined PGR for hey, that's all right.
I don't blame you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue on. Okay. Thus, all the preliminary work is completed, and Project Eden and its core project, 0 Point Energy, officially entered the prolonged construction phase. Okay, so that was just build up. Now we actually get into the real shit. In the 10th year, due to significant contributions of medical reform, the civilization application of Gestalt, educational program, and army reform, Trillard, supported by various factors, is successfully re-elected as the president of the world government. Okay. Okay, nice. Good to see. In the 14th year, Project Eden makes another breakthrough. The second generation interstellar colony ship Eden 2 was assembled at the lunar base, equipped with a temporarily installed cold fusion engine that successfully launches and enters the lunar synchronization orbit, awaiting the completion of the 0 Point engine. In the same year, the Science Council announces that the first ignition of the 0 Point engine reactor would take place within a year. Politicians, merchants, soldiers, scientists, engineers, Project Eden is suddenly talk of the world, so much so that even children are talking about it based on what they see on the news. With all eyes upon Project Eden, it is now its 14th year of implementation. It's also this time that a certain young man celebrates his 18th birthday. Hold on now, is this us? Is this when we come in? Is this when we come in? Or is this Watanabe? It's either Watanabe or me. Okay, it's Watanabe. I thought this was us. But hey, it's Watanabe. I don't mind.
Still not as sharp as you could be. It's gotta be your hairstyle. Hair no longer than 3 millimeters is how a new recruit should look.
No way. The hairband was lifted 2 years ago.
Ugh. We've been getting new recruits that look anything but since they put the contact system in place. Last time I visited the training place seemed to be an old friend. I saw someone training with hair gel on. What a lack of discipline.
Boy, you look like you got hair gel on yourself. Why are you still trying to keep that same hairstyle when functional armor is still in widespread use now? And why are you giving me this uniform ahead of time? Because I wanted to see it before I leave. Dad, you're back? Ever since joining the Space Force as a command officer, Shin rarely came home. On top of their daily training, the Space Force command officers as a unit have engaged in endless simulated battles to develop tactics for this new battlefield in space. Selena looks like a VTuber. Kinda, yeah. She kinda does. From witch to wife. Yes, Selena does look like does look like a little bit of the hair shirt rebirth. I remember I pulled for her too. God, it's been a minute since I played on Big 3. That's crazy. Commandant is not that old, but it does kind of tell you how old most of my waifus and husbandos are, isn't it? Well, aren't they like early 20s? Ow. Most of them don't return to the Earth for half a year or even a year. Most of the time, brief conversations via satellite phone are only intersection of Shin and Watanabe have. Well, we still only have a half a day like you usually do, but I'm not gonna complain. Ballard, thank you. Ballard is probably like 30 or 40s by the time we meet her. Hey, that's all right. I don't mind me an older woman. Lucy is the youngest by virtue of being a kid when converted. Was she? Oh, damn.
Don't mention it. Kid is gonna be the Oasis squad, and I happen to know someone in there. I was a bit surprised that Watanabe decided to be a soldier, though.
Luna and Lucy were like 10 and 5, I think. Damn, that's... yeah, because didn't they talk about it in the Inscription of Labyrinth, I think, in that chapter? That's why Nikolai was like, I am going to hell for getting those kids to do the op. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was, yeah. Most hover around, in her interlude story, she was converted when she was a kid. Okay. Moreover, most hover around 30s to 40s. The oldest are like 50, 60. That's like I like mostly base my guess on the construct's age with their mental age. Okay. Then there's Bamboo, who's actually I was gonna say Bamboo's literally just a fucking child, which is fucking yeah. And then okay, I was say because I know if you look in their archives, their mental age are like 20s, 16, all that fun shit. But it's like aren't most I was gonna say, but aren't most of them like 20s or like 30s, 40s? They're like elves. They're like elves. They're gonna outlive me. Okay, that's why they. Yeah, I mean it's true though. I mean it makes sense. Hey, I ain't saying nothing. Hey, we chilling. I'm just assuming they're 30s or 40s. That's all I'm saying. But at the time I enjoy my time with the console, hey, we enjoy what we can with them. We know we know that they will outlive us, and that's all right. Their mental ages are not their current ages. Woo! Cool. It's also not the age they were when they were converted. I have no idea what it means, to be honest. I don't know why they fucking did that then. They should update it. But hey, I knew they were like in their 20s. Like I knew they were in their 20s, but the fact that they're pushing 30s too, hey, I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm still a young buck, but I don't mind an older woman. Why are we talking about this? What do we do? How did we go from the story to this? I just realized that I'm like, damn. I'm telling y'all how y'all this. I'm good to get back to the story. Because I brought up Wanted Nabe's age. Oh, that's right. We have to that's right. That's right. So hey, that's all right. Hey, that's all right. We had some good laughs from it. I had some good laughs from it. Oh man. Okay, here we go. He did pass the test and all, but all his gaze is sharp in a caring sort of way. How's your hemophilia treatment coming along? You're not fully cured yet, no? Since like Lamia's mental age is 14, she kind of does like yeah, she's very scared. She's like a cat. She's very scared. Not normal guy. Welcome. Hey, we were talking about Watanabe being like pushing like 40, and then we talked about everyone else's age because they were like puts into perspective how old everyone really is. I'm like, okay, so they're like early 20s going into 30s. Some of them pushing 40s and 50s. Shin doesn't say anything, but through the way he looks expressive, the same concern as Pollard. All that means is I can be Grandma Q's sugar baby. Hey! Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that's true. Wait till you find out who funded Project Eden and who Babylonia owes money to. Oh man, you are going to laugh your ass off. Oh boy, I can't imagine. Man, I'm sure I'll have a good laugh. We're gonna see. I'm gonna see who it is. All right, here we go. The older, the wiser, the better. They do got some experience under their belt. They've done seen the world. Okay. Well, I passed partially because they went easy on the recruitment criteria again this year. Q is a major cat, she really is. I mean, seeing fewer people these days joining the ground forces to deal with terrorists and drug traffickers and contract system has much lower standard too. We're pretty much there just for show to speak. According to Gasol's career recommendation, this happens to be the most suitable for me too. Fowler doesn't say anything more, having been entrusted by Shin to take care of Watanabe and train him according to his own habits. He knows that Watanabe indeed has what it takes to become a great soldier. This is probably why also Consult came up with the career recommendation to Watanabe. But in the golden age, people can no longer rely on talent to prove their worth as they did before. People care more about interest or what they want out of life when deciding what to do down the road.
And this is clearly not an area where Consult, programmed to determine situations based on profit and loss, are able to provide advice. Son, it's not too late to call it quits now. Looking at his son now as tall as himself, Shin breaks the silence. You don't need to follow the same path your mother and I did. Ballard did tell me that you were gifted, but being gifted doesn't mean you have to let it dedicate your future. This is true. Talent sometimes comes with excessive highly expectations. This is also true. And when those expectations exceed your abilities, it often leads to devastating failure and unbearable pain. I don't want to see you end up cursing your own talent. Dad, why are you talking about Mom? Shin doesn't want to answer. I know I shouldn't make you worry, but I didn't accept Gasolt's career recommendation without thinking. Shin looks at Watanabe with those same light blue eyes as Shin waits for Watanabe to continue. It takes a long-lasting peace to heal the havoc wreaked by war. That is what you told me. I am not a witness to the war. I am very grateful that I am not. But this also means that I cannot truly feel the difference between war and peace like you and Uncle Ballard. I will never understand why Mom chose duty over life. What was the belief that Mom left behind? Out of so many people in the world, why did it have to be her? I think you, Dad, understand most of all people, and I trust you can answer that question. But I think this wall of experience will always stand between us no matter how hard you try to explain it to me. Which is why I figured that if I become a soldier, even just a mercenary, I'd come closer to understanding Mom. Only when I fully understand her choice will I be able to bid my last farewell. Which I can understand that. I can understand that. You know, he's like, that's like when some people choose, as fucked as it, you know, I'm gonna tread carefully here. As you know, as much as some people choose religion over their kids, it's like, why did you choose that over me? I want to find that answer. I want to face my wounds so they're not overlooked and forgotten. This is my choice, Dad. He stood tall, unafraid of any well-meaning concern. Just as long as they look fine, then it's fine. Looks like I underestimated my son. I was gonna give you the second gift if you gave up, but now it seems unnecessary. Shin takes out an antique lever-action shotgun. It's birch wood and gold inlays, making it look like a piece of art. Ooh, we got a lever action? Damn! What's this written on this? He underestimated his own juices. Watanabe takes the gun and sees a small line of text on it. Remember the past, but never forget the future. Okay. Even if you're resolved to move past your wounds, never forget they existed and that they're doing this to move you toward the future. Oh wait, deeper meaning. I'll keep those words in the back of my mind. I wouldn't speak so fast if I were you, young one. Your current resolve is half-baked. When you can hold on to your beliefs in the face of real crisis, that's when you're worthy of words. That's when you're worthy of these words. Bala gives Watanabe a pat on the shoulder. Shin, on the other hand, breaks into a relieving smile, seeing Watanabe annoyed and about to argue. He's like a fucking teenager. Little do they know that they will soon face a real challenge. 350 days, so under a year to the punishing virus outbreak. All right, here we go. We're gonna do this episode, and then I'm gonna get me a water because I've ran out of water. Okay. Oh, we got both. We got both the past and future. Anyone who has turned 18 and has no major criminal record can make friends with people using Consult's matching system. I feel like I'm in solo leveling. In a society increasingly connected to communication rather than personal relationships, providing convenience for the citizens and communicate is our duty. It isn't our job to bridge gaps in strangers so they can break out of their old circles. Says Trillard, who has been actively promoting civilization to use search and consult functions. Consult's matching system, huh? Watanabe was going to turn down this offer, being one of those who aren't entirely familiar with the breaking out of their old circles to make friends with complete strangers. Establishing one's identity before communication is a deeply ingrained habit since primitive times, and it isn't easy to break. Might as well try. Not as bad if you end up with a couple new friends, no? I mean, none of your friends from school or the racing club choose to become soldiers, though, did they? How did you know? I didn't even know your life was so rich until Ballard told me. Did you look into me? Watanabe looked at Ballard in disbelief. Occupational habit, and you didn't exactly hide it. You never told me any of this, so I was actually quite surprised when I first learned about these things. I'm just glad you didn't turn into one of those people who shave both sides of their head, paint their eyes black, and wear clothes that look splattered with paint. What is he, a fucking Max? Road Max? What a Mad Max person? Weakening the will of Kalong demands Q to be wiped up. Oh, man. You can... Oh, man. That's quite a huge mix of several generations worth of stereotypes right there. You'll definitely need friends if you're trying to go down this path of your own choosing. What is I? Give it a shot. Through this terminal, Watanabe accesses the matching system in a breeze. Dear citizen, hello and welcome to the Assault Matching. Wait. Nope.
You were exercising your legal rights under Chapter 3, Article 291 of the Citizen Welfare Act. Please read the following terms and proceed after confirmation.
Watanabe quickly scrolls through the long privacy terms and usage rule and presses confirm.
Retrieving citizen databases will only take a few moments. Confirming information. Matching.
Before the AI says another word, Watanabe interrupts it with the confirm button. Matching complete. Ooh.
Matching complete. Would you like to enable privacy mode?
Sure. Since I'll be interacting with strangers now.
Understood. Privacy mode enabled. Thank you for using the Assault Matching system. Enjoy yourself.
After a brief system tone, greeting comes through the speaker. Hello? Can you hear me? Five days have passed since Watanabe's birthday, and he's ready to head to the Oasis new recruit training camp. I know y'all talking about some maybe spoilers. I ain't even gonna attempt to look. All right, if y'all gonna be talking about some things, hold on now. Hey, I'm only on chapter 27. The only thing I saw was that 29. Once I saw 29, I'm like, oh, they talking about some future shit. I can't be looking right now. So hey, I ain't gonna look right now if y'all talking about some stuff. All I'm seeing is save count log. All right, that's all I ain't gonna look no more. Sorry, I can't send you off. It's okay, Dad. I'm not going to kindergarten. Seeing family members off to the military has been a long-standing tradition in the family. I believe you have what it takes to cope with whatever comes your way, but it'll be a blessing from you above. Never thought I'd hear something so sappy coming from you, Dad. Don't just chalk this up as you being sentimental out of the space. Wait for my good news. Yeah. After ending the satellite call, Watanabe is about to put his suitcase on the luggage rack, when someone beside him lends a hand. Thanks. Oh, hold on, is this us? I already have a daughter. Her name is Chaos. I do know that we have a daughter now. I do know that we have a daughter. Her name is Chaos, from what I know. But hey, that's all I know. So hey, here we go. Now I'm gonna assume this is us. You're welcome. The person sits back in their seat. The person looks familiar, but Watanabe can't seem to recall who they are no matter how hard he tries. This has to be us. Are you reporting for duty at the Oasis too? While the person seems young, they seem well-trained. Well-trained that Ballard himself, Watanabe senses the aura and the way this person carries himself. Yes, well, sort of. I mean, I'm actually on my way there to meet someone, or to see someone. That has to be us. Why do I have to deal with this on my first day? Watanabe's brief encounter with the stranger doesn't make a significant impression on him, but what happens after he arrives on the campus is enough to mark the day as unusual. Wow, we finally get to see this fucking dude's face. The last time I saw this dude was fucking in No One's chapter, but I didn't know who the fuck he was. Well, we knew the character outline, but we didn't know, like, we didn't put face to anything. So that's crazy that they're upping on the quality of art now. So this is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, Anakin! Hey, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Good afternoon or good evening. So hey, you're all good. Hey, I know you got studies coming on right now, so you're chilling. You're chilling. Deck Toys! Again, welcome. Thank you for the raid. Everyone, welcome. If you're new here, hello, welcome. I am Poppin' P1. I am streaming PGR right now. We're on chapter 27. We're only on episode 3, which is fucking insane. I thank Deck Toys every time he raids me. I'm very grateful that he does it. So it's gonna be crazy. Y'all in here for a crazy chapter from what I've told. They're talking about something about Count Long and birth rate down. I don't know. I'm going in blind, so I'm blind. I'm going in blind on these chapters right now. So y'all in for a good run. So hey, it's gonna be crazy. But again, thank you, Deck Toys, for coming in. I hope how was your stream? Hope it was good. I hope you're having a good day, good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you are. And yeah, again, thank you. We won't spoil you, Poppin'. Hey, you're chilling. You're all good. You won't. Simon, are you leaving? Yes, you are. Okay. Hey, I hope you have a good night. Go get some rest. Get that sleep, man. That sleep is very important. And hey, we'll see you around. We will see you around. We want my pure reaction. You gonna get my pure reaction. You gonna get the reaction regardless, cause like I'm enjoying the story. When I'm enjoying the story and I'm invested in it, I am invested in it. And so I'm very excited to see what's gonna happen here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue on. Oh, enough with your BS. Either get in the simulation pod yourself, or I tie it up and put you in it. I like to report worst comes to worst. No one bothers reading those things anyway. Although I don't usually speak as my lieutenant to write them. I see Baller trained you for 8 years, huh? Want me to show you what you got? Here we go. Here we go.
Good luck, rookie.
Oi! What? English dubbed? Hey, dude, they qualling up on this. We good right now. Whoa, dude, clean text. Very clean text. All right, here we go. Forget it, make it quick. Nice, dude. This is some really crisp, clean text. And the music very slowly working its way up. All right, here we go. Hey! Oh, that was quick. Okay, here we go. This is really cool. I like this kind of fight. It's very different from what we're usually seeing. Uh-oh! Damn, he hit me with a 3 combo. Going in with the 4th! Nice! Nice! Great parries. Nice, good parries. Good parry. Oh, we missed that one. Okay. Nice. Missed that one.
Oh, we're going into overdrive or something.
Blade will tear everything apart.
Hey! Something's happening. Oh, it's Gasol. There's Gasol. I didn't realize that was Gasol over there. It's very interesting. Okay, hold on. Oh, damn, what is he doing here? Hold on. What the fuck? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on now. Woohoo! Hey! Oh, we getting tag teamed here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And the fact that we're using the new one, the new character, it's crazy, dude. Ugh. Oh, we're fighting his past self now.
I no longer fear death. I no longer fear death.
Oh, hey, that's a great one right there. Bop, 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 bop.
Pave the way forward.
I'm in the Matrix. Oh, watch an average in virtual fighting. Okay, that's what I thought.
I no longer fear death. Never give up.
Basically, Shark Bait is teaching me to not
Don't worry about me. Never give up.
Oh,
Never give up. Hard work pays off. Never give up.
I don't even. There we go. That's what I wanted.
Pave the way forward.
I like the date that they added. Oh, hold on. English dub.
His
Cutscene.
mind is reacting. Keep it going. Enhance the connection.
Dude, this is so cool.
How are you holding up?
Is this Nidhart? Is this Nidhart?
It's not working. This is taking too long. Let's disconnect for now.
Dude, that's her voice, man. What? Rookity! Even in the complete darkness now, Watanabe can see the world around him shaking violently. Finding himself once again in touch with reality, he feels a burning pain. He never knew that injury sustained in simulation could hurt so much coming back to the real world. But he recalls that he was hurt worse than just his face. Wait a second, what are you trying to do? Whoever that's speaking now sounds shocked. Watanabe recognizes this voice. I'll go get the medic now. Don't hurt him any more than you have to before the doctor gets here. It's not Neidhart, but you will get to hear her voice later. Oh, shit! We get to actually hear her voice? Nice! What's that supposed to mean? Oi! I'm glad to see you're awake! Right then, Watanabe sees the instructor's big face, muscular arms, and his hat for his hand. What are you doing? I was trying to wake you up and set you out cold. Well, this is kind of the old method, if you ask me. Is that what I'm feeling, this burning pain in my face? At least it worked wonders. Oh, by the way, kid, you fight well. I'll give you that, but you need to work on your willpower. I see you can't stand the sight of blood. I didn't say a thing when I got hit, but you passed down like that, son. I passed down, but I remember being the last one standing. Watanabe feels as though he's been whacked in the head by a sledgehammer, erasing what little was left in his vague memories. He now recalls what he did indeed pass out in a sight of blood. Oh, is your head okay? The instructor taps Watanabe's forehead. He hears a little... Like a squirrel checking to see if an acorn is ripe.
I'm fine. So what do you make of this match? Well, I wouldn't feel a damn thing even if we counted as a win. How about another round? This time I'll enable a peaceful filter.
Nope. Let's call it your win. Says Watanabe, decisively getting dragged into a seamless duel on his first day, giving him a real taste of lack of discipline and moral decay, what Ballard always talks about. Here we are. Her genes must be gifted to the next generation. That's insane. After riding through bumpy roads for hours, Watanabe steps off the road in vehicle transporting new recruits. So this is where it all begins. Recalling his resolution, his promise to his father, and the belief he settled to find. All worked up, Watanabe is feeling as unsettled as the swirling dust around him. You're Watanabe, right? However, his ambitious thoughts are soon interrupted by an arm wrapping around him from behind. Oh, come on! Let me take you out on some simulation pods!
Let go! Who the hell are you?
I'm in charge of this training camp, so you're about to behave yourself real soon! Watanabe tries to break free, but finds himself unable to break out of the grapple he's been locked in, having no choice but to allow himself to be dragged into the simulation pod room.
Oh, give it up already! You really want to Ballard's soldiers? Is this how well he trained you?
First of all, he told me to always keep a cool head no matter how good I am. Secondly, I'm not one of his soldiers, but I presume you know him quite well since you just brought him up.
Oh, of course
All right, we got another guy. Oh, the medic's here. I heard someone passed out in the simulation pod and needs help with the swelling. When the medic looks at the instructor and Watanabe, he immediately knows what is going on. Wait a minute, is that Bruce? Instructor Backhaz? I thought I've warned you more than once to let new recruits enter the simulation pod before undergoing adaptive training.
Well, you see, kids these days like to play those VR and AR, right? I thought simulation pods were that kind of thing. And, this boy should have gotten used to it by now. Fine, it won't happen again.
Seeing the medic's increasingly grim face, the muscular man quickly changes his tone. Forget it. What's the rookie's name? Let's register him first. Watanabe. Watanabe? I don't know how I want to do his voice yet, but we're going to figure it out. Watanabe only recalls who the rookie is next to him when he says Watanabe's name. Bruce? Yep, that's who I thought. That's who I thought. Hello? Can you hear me? My name's Bruce from Ishai. I like that. We're going to go. This is Bruce's new voice. Ishai Islands. I'm Watanabe from Beirut.
Oh, a small world, You to know each other.
Well, I guess the algorithm probably matched us thinking that we'd end up in the same training camp.
Oh, well, let me reintroduce myself. I'm Marcus, Chief Instructor of the 2nd Squad of the Oasis Training Camp. You can just call me Instructor.
He turns to look at Watanabe.
How's the uniform Ballard took of me from earlier? Does it fit?
Lebanese Watanabe. Let's go. Okay. I gotta get me a water really quick. So I can continue voicing these characters, and then we continue on. So I'll be right back.
All right, I'm back. Also, chat, I'm not gonna lie, it's oh shit. I very recently, by very recently, I mean like 2 days ago, I started eating ice cream. Started eating cereal again. I haven't ate cereal since the beginning of this year, and I finally bought me some Golden Grams. Man, that shit hits. I'm not gonna lie, that shit hits. It's so good. It is so good. I had a bowl yesterday. I'm gonna give me a bowl after stream too, and man, it's so good. The problem is though, I'm a fucking. My family says I'm a pig, quote unquote. I don't think so, but I do 2 bowls of cereal. I do 2 bowls of cereal and milk. That's it. That fucking shit was gone within a day. I'm like, damn, I really ate that in a day. So I guess maybe I don't know. Either I just add a lot of bowls of serving, but either way, that shit good. But for it to be fucking gone and like that, it's crazy. Let's see. What did I miss? Back to my dailies. Oh, you're good, not normal guy. We'll see you in a little bit. P character out wherever. Nah. Hey, come on now. I don't like to do them on Steam because I don't I want us to get into the story. But I mean, if you want to see me do them, I can. Victorious, I'm sorry, but I can't stay for long. You guys can't stay along. Wait, can't stay along with you guys during the stream. I have to go. Hey, you're all good. Doctors, I thank you for coming. I thank you for rating me again. You don't have to, as always, but I'm very, and you do every time, and I'm very grateful that you do. And I thank you for that every time. So, anywho, I am going to get on out of here. Oh, not, wow, we ain't ending. What the hell am I saying? Dectors, again, I hope you have a good one. That's what I meant to say. Hope you have a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue on. But to make sure that the sanity is gone, we're gonna get rid of some really quick. All right, we'll do it and get it out of the way. That way we can have it going while it's gone. All right, boom, it's gone. There we go. I also need to do the Warzone. I have not done the Warzone at all. Here we go. Episode 4, Cross. Here we go. Okay, now we're back in the present moment. Finally, here we go. Ballard is now the only one still standing in the once crowded square. Having listened to Watanabe's elegy and Ballard's awakening declaration, the soldiers return to their post, waiting for the signal fire to burn. Ballard places his hand on the monument that's been through the erosion of rain and time and wipes away the dust. No matter how sturdy the material, neglected engravings will gradually blur and grow weathered. Just how many people still remember the names on his monument? Disaster and oblivion have turned them into ignorable dust. It won't be long now. Ballard whispers, his gaze following his fingers as they trace the weathered monument as if seeing the past through the years. His gaze finally stops at the base of the monument where a short inscription has once been, now rested beyond recognition. It won't be long before these deserters face the consequences they deserve. Oh, you want me to step down now? This isn't just some ordinary hardcore attack with terrorist incident, it's something far more imaginable. Those rocket machines are too dangerous, and military-grade function armament will only become your iron coffin given the circumstances. Or how are humans supposed to fight the street torment? Listen to me and step down already. You're all. Oh wait, this is not him. I don't know why it says Ballard then. But you're already retired, and there's no need for you to put your life on the line. Think about your daughter, for God's sake. I told ya, those middle clunks are unreliable. We only have ourselves to count on the end of the day. But the boys are just too young to see that. The muscular man on the other side of the line slaps his thigh and says proudly. Oh, it's Ballard. I'm an idiot. Marcus, this isn't some sort of joke. Never thought it was. I mean, the rookies he got these days would never wasted their time labeling me as I'm old and outdated. I'm not talking about training right now. These young souls barely just grew out of the fighting and armor, and you're trying to put them in the initial battles already. Marcus' smile fades as he touches the white subtle that's starting to show from lack of grooming. The world government still hasn't figured out who or what the enemy is, right? The Science Council and the Cosmo Technician Unit have been analyzing it 24/7. Results should come soon. I don't know much about science, but one thing's clear to me: those haywire machines can't be left unchecked. Whether it's providing an answer to assemble samples or lab coats to protect the civilians, it requires people. That's what the regular ground forces are for. And here I thought the youngest ones were most dependent on medical parts and functional armor. I train these kids, and I know them better than anyone else does. This isn't your responsibility. Marcus waved his hand, cutting Ballard short. Oh, I know what you want me to say. Before this old soldier falls completely out of sync with the times, let me just do a few more things. What exactly is that you think you can do, though? Times have changed. You don't even recognize all those haywire military machines anymore. We old soldiers always have done one thing on the battlefield: buying time and space for those who come after us. You're right. And most of all, almost out of sync with the times, which is why it should be used at a gold time like this. The future belongs to the young. Oh, as rich veterans, we have to buy time for those new recruits to grow. And you've never seen veterans hide behind rookies, have you? Ballard is about to say something when a new message stops him short. I gotta go meet up with some of my longtime comrades. Ciao. Oh, and here's the thing before I go. The kid you sent over is indeed promising. I lost a bet this time. But you probably won't get the chance to take my cigars. I was hoping to see you embarrassed. What a shame that you don't have your video on. Bacchus. 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 When Ballard hears about Bacchus again, his name is nothing more than an incontrovertible line of words swimming with the sea of the countless frontline reports. Former Unity Hero Medal recipient and Oasis Squad second command instructor Bacchus passed in the North Plains defense battle. Ooh, damn. Instructor. So, what's happening now? We printed new flyers and distributed them to camps in all districts. We should be able to see how it goes within a week. But there are still many who can't believe that Boss is dead. Calls to avoid direct conflict with Beverly have decreased significantly compared to the 6 months ago, but we haven't completely disappeared. Many of them are veterans who have been around Boss for a long time, and their influence shouldn't be overlooked. We won't give up searching for Watanabe, but sometimes we have to prepare ourselves for the worst case scenario. Protect what you can see first, then consider what lies beyond. This is the Forsaken's promise to everyone, and I believe Watanabe would have done the same had he been in my shoes. So, what should we do next? Continue with the plan. Our morale is at an all-time low now, and I wouldn't put it past our enemy to take advantage of the situation to manipulate public opinion against us. Notify all units to be careful around those spreading doubt and undermining our morale. Roger that. And what do we do with the loyalist? I'll personally talk to them. It's not normal, and it's normal to have different opinions, and sometimes it's best to address things directly. However, an army can only follow one command strategy. Ballard descends the stairs. The clouds have grown thicker, apparently threatening to block the sunlight forever. The sun is brutal. I can't take it. With the air distorted by the heat waves, a squad fully armed soldiers targets through the 70-degree sand. Albert. Oh, Albert! That was one of his friends. It's so hot. I can barely breathe. Physically, Albert, with his green hair, is the worst thing in the group, lagging behind and barely keep up. Hang in there. I'll help lighten your load. I don't remember, I think he was British. That's what it was. Bruce from Ishlay Islands, known for his good heart and knacking of boosting morale, never hesitates to lend a helping hand, even when his own clothes are soaked with sweat to the point of forming white salt stains. Cotis. Okay, so this is part of his group. Bruce, don't push it. You want to pass out cold in the desert? The sand can burn you in the bone faster than you can scream. Coates also is from Ishlay Island, seemed to have known Bruce since childhood, always telling him not to overexert himself. Jesus. It's all the same dudes, just with different hair. Oh, 3 kilometers left. The last to speak is Garza, the quiet man. Over the past few days, Watson and I learned that Garza loved mint tea and a specialty of his hometown. I can't do this anymore. Albert! Jesus, can't you be a little bit more gentle, Bruce? Watanabe quickly throws himself under Albert as a cushion to keep him from falling into the sand dunes. And with it, he gets a real taste of what Kotis meant when he said the sand can burn you to become bone faster than you can scream. But I was being gentle already. You should be thankful. I know old-fashioned wound treatments and bandaging. Our rules strictly prohibit using medical pods. In the past 11 months, Bach has rarely followed the manual to train the squad's mental endurance for controlling military functional armor. Their schedule was packed with endless drills, combat, and shooting practice. Man, Bacchus really needs to up his game and keep up with the times. Don't even get me started with the training conditions, but who in the world does physical training these days? And he wouldn't even let us use medical pods when we were hurt. How did he put it again? When you're in dire danger, you have no one left and you have no one else to count on but yourself. This was the first thing Bacchus said when the remaining 3 carried 2 injured comrades into the field base, requesting the use of medical pods. I'm sure he has his reasons, so stop complaining. Alright, now that that's taken care of, by the way, training's almost over, and then it's off to our units. Yeah, did you change your mind, or are you still thinking about joining the ground force to die on the front lines? After nearly 11 months together, these young men have learned about what they wanted each other to do. Albert, Garza, and Watanabe chose to be mercenaries, while Bruce and Kotas chose ground force. Bruce once applied to the Air Force for further training, but was repeatedly rejected due to his performance in the balance test. Bruce never told anyone why he made that decision, though Kotas, who came from Ishmael Island, seemed to know well. He seemed to know something. Watanabe never pries into things people don't want to share. I'm not gonna die. I'm just going so that few people die. Enough for me, but what about you? I'm going to be a mercenary once training ends. We'll probably end up as a bodyguard for some rich people. His voice is tinged with self-mockery. Being wealthy and free, huh? Exactly! Money and survival, that's what humans live for. And here I thought it was because you couldn't stand on the side of the punch. Too much blood. Don't you get sick when you do? Just as Bruce and his undisclosed reasons, Watanabe also keeps his own secret. Are you too kind? Or are you just a chicken? I'm not just used to it. Once I'm on the battlefield, I'll be fine. During a time as peaceful as times, Watanabe can't seem to find the answers he seeks. I'll look forward to that day then. Commander, I need you to review this proposal to modify the starship with a 0-point engine. Since it's top secret, it wasn't sent through the terminal. Shin takes a thick stack of documents. Yep. And starts flipping through it while raising a question. I thought the first ignition test for the research reactor 1 was scheduled for next month. Are you sure we aren't submitting this proposal a little too early? The engineering team seems confident in the project's success. If it weren't for the spaceport's no alcohol policy, they might have started celebrating with champagne when the reactor was completed last month. Oh, speaking of which, please deal with the crew members who smuggled vodka onto the starship as soon as possible. I thought I dealt with it last week. They busted a few more with distilled vodka this time. I'll handle it later. What's the engine team researching? Reason for wanting to start notification so early? They claim that adding the 0-point engine's output port isn't a big project. With Eden Blueprint 2 as a reference, everything can be modeled after that colonel ship. Since the starship built for defense is structurally simpler than the one pioneering, this modification will be even easier. Well, they most likely just don't want to fall too behind on Eden 2. I mean, they see themselves as the pioneers of the space travel. I bet they still have quite some time and pent-up frustration as much as they're convinced by the design of Eden 2. Because of that, I can't approve this proposal. So are we just gonna reject it? However, considering that the Starship fleet will be responsible for guarding Eden 2, I will present this modification plan to the next general meeting. They'll be happy to hear this news. Tell them not to celebrate just yet because their fleet isn't going to be modified entirely overnight. Also, here's a new disciplinary notice as you mentioned earlier. Taking and confine the repeated offenders. Roger that. After the lieutenant leaves, Sheen looks out of the porthole. Floating before him is a great wall of space built by humans and 18,750 kilo-long-liter spaceport around the orbit. Hundreds and thousands of soldiers, technicians, and logistic personnel moving back and forth on the spaceport, maintaining and upgrading 30 starships. In the lower orbit are non-functional satellites, 240 in total, serving as humanity's eyes, ears, and mouths, relaying quintillions of information, establishing a connection between space and Earth. These satellites, spaceports, and starships from a ring, keeping their mother planet with humanity's grasp. The mother planet was once both a cradle and a cage for humanity, binding everyone to the ground with gravity and the ecosystem. But humanity is about to conquer it. Humanity's current achievements are just the prelude to the zero-point energy. Jada? Wow, I don't know who you are. Hey, what you looking at, tall guy? Huh? Dude, it's Walmart version of Master Chief. The tall, fully armed soldier is taken surprise when spoken to. Jada can't see the soldier's face under his helmet, but the drone by his side faithfully displays his reaction. Ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. The researcher at the space station are already used to how quiet he is, relying on his drone to communicate. After years of working together, the researchers already know him so well that they understand what he means with a single facial expression. Okay. You really gotta stop spacing out. You'd be in deep trouble if you were the security chief. Hey, tall guy. I see it's your turn to guard this place again today. He's like, hey, woo! Give me a high five. His name's Tall Man. What a fucking Chad. We got Walmart version of Master Chief, and he goes by the name of Tall Man. Technically, the internal space station doesn't need security personnel, which is why the entire security department consists of only 3 people. Besides security, they also handle sanitation, transportation, and other miscellaneous tasks. There wasn't much to do, and with his natural and friendly personality, Tall Guy quickly became acquainted with all the researchers, becoming something of a mascot. You seem to be this spot of the porthole. Is it because you could see the spacecraft? What? Do you find the space station too boring and want to apply to be a Starship crew member? Alright, stop teasing him. Tall Guy, we're heading to the lab. We should have lunch together. I can't tell if he's waving or yes. After the two leave, the unarmed soldier looks out of the portal again. He's just a tall guy. He isn't actually looking at the spaceship or the starship or at the spacecraft, but at space itself. The girl who once described spacewalking to him said this: "It's like floating in water, but without the omnipresent pressure squeezing your body and organs. Carefree, unrestrained." He wonders what it really feels like, and whether he'd be able to get a chance to experience it. Poor tall guy, he's so sad. Oh shit! Here we go. Yasar's dim blue shines on Nidhart's face. Each flicker of light is quintillion calculations done. Done. With the last character entered, Yasar completes another self-check. Let's see. Half an hour ago, I think I'll take a rest for a while. Leaning against a nearby cable, Nidhart looks up at this brain of the Golden Age. This massive quantum computer integrates almost all of humanity's knowledge and information. From starship blueprints to solutions for the chicken and rabbit puzzle, all of the human civilization wisdom is stored in one place. Supported by this immense computing power, the operations of the Golden Age society became orderly. From the construction of the zero-point reactors to birthday greetings for citizens, Gestalt can be seen supporting all social operational mechanisms, which is why people also call it a miracle of humanity. And now, with this powerful computing power, Project Zero-Point Energy is about to leap from paper to reality. Its title would soon become humanity's first miracle. The researchers, however, don't think that Gestalt will hold this title permanently, because they're sure that new miracles are done down the road when humans enter a new interstellar domain. Better check it again. Oh, Inheritor, hey, I thank you for watching. You didn't have to watch today. And you spent your time. You didn't have to spend your time watching today, but you did, and I'm very grateful that you did. I don't take that for granted. So hey, we'll see you around. Again, thank you for the like, and hey,
We'll see. We'll see you. We'll see you around. Maybe on the next stream. Maybe the stream after that. So hey, all good. You have a good day, a good night, or good evening, and just enjoy the day. So we'll see you around. Everyone else, let us continue on. The dim blue light flashes once more, illuminating the deep well entirely. 20 days. Wow. Okay, we're getting close. We are getting close. Alright, episode 5. Okay. Before the outbreak to tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Oh, you rascals better not disgrace me in your new units. I can't. Oh, I can't breathe. Bruce, move over a bit. You're asking for the impossible. Ah, damn. Don't push him away. How strong is this guy exactly? I stopped struggling a while ago. On the training ground, Bacchus wraps his muscular arms around the 5 of them, hugging them tightly. 5 heads of different colors are squeezed together like a folds of a bun, each showering varying degrees of pain. Today marks the last day of training for Watanabe and his team. The year-long training at camp has come to an end, and it's time for everyone to part ways. Alright, for this memorable last day, I'm heading to HQ to get you something special. Just before Abbott passes it out, Bacchus lets go of his arm and vanishes into flash. I thought I was gonna die. Here, have some mint tea. Thank you. Albert accepts a canteen from Gazal while Bruce pats his back to help him catch his breath. The green hair, you might have a hard time catching the eye of the rich folks, but not too late to switch careers. Gote sounds harsh but sincere. No, like you, Bruce. I'm preparing to join the ground force. Huh? The regular army is 100 times tougher than the mercenaries. Plus, there's an elimination process. I'm serious. What? You just barely got together, but getting the way you are. Albert takes a big gulp of mint tea and lets out a deep breath. Bacchus is quite a maverick and places a strong emphasis on how we do on the physical test. And most of the regular army cares more about whether we know how to operate the military functional armor. With it, they all turn to look at the warehouse where the functional armor is stored. A thin layer of sand is accumulated in front of the door. A sign that hasn't been opened for quite some time. Actually, it's Bacchus who gave me this piece of advice. He's not exactly a big fan of functional armor, but he gave me this piece of advice anyway. When he's noticed how tough and manure resilience is, and how much I suck, but Bacchus never gave up on me. Even made life easier for me. You guys better not tell him what I just said, because he made it clear that he didn't want me to bring it up to special treatment to anyone. Why are y'all looking at me like that? He told you to? I'll take it that he said the same thing to you guys as well. Was it just 2 days ago? Yep. Heard of him. Wait! Watanabe places a hand on Albert's shoulder and says earnestly, Greenhead, Bacchus doesn't dole out special treatment to just anyone. He only does it with his subordinates. He suggested I apply for the Navy. Garzal speaks in a muffled voice before adding a remark. Interesting how he thought I could live out at the sea when he's only seen me living in this desert. His advice for me is similar. 3 days ago, he approached me and asked if I wanted to try applying for the Air Force. He said there's generally no chance of seeing blood, except I think that statement is probably only half true. Bruce, what about you? Bruce hesitates for a few seconds before he speaks. He said I'd fare just by going anywhere except for the Air Force. Bruce breaks into a weary smile. Bruce. With it, the air seems to grow heavy because they all know how badly Bruce wants to get into the Air Force. Only Bruce himself and Cortez know, however, what's driving Bruce's obsession. A piece of advice is nothing more than a piece of advice, though. Nobody says you need to do as told. You have to walk your own path. What Bacchus said to me makes a lot of sense, though. I'll give it some serious thought. I'll go pack my things first. After Bruce leaves, the remaining 3 turn to look at Cortez. Don't look at me like that. There's just some things I can't explain. Ask Bruce yourself if you're that curious. Oh, fuck. Okay. How did you know I was here? Hearing footsteps behind him, Bruce asked without turning around. There aren't many places around here for sightseeing, so it wasn't hard to find you. Oh, and Cortez said you were heading this way, of course. I see you picked up Bacchus' sense of humor there.
Well, he's not back yet and can't hear us, so. Did you find it funny? The fact that you tried to tell a joke is more amusing. Then I won't tell any more jokes going forward. Watanabe sits down next to Bruce and hands him another canteen. Here, Garzo's mint tea. I'll have to thank him when we get back. Bruce opens the canteen and the rising stem carries from the fresh scent of mint to the night sky. You're welcome. Huh? Garzo told me to say that because he knew you'd thank him. Guess I'd ruin the fun for you guys back there, huh? Bruce smiles self-deprecatingly. Oh, I think I butchered that word. Yeah, Greenhead thinks it's all because he started it, and he feels so guilty. He feels too guilty to confine you. I really tried to talk him out of it. So, Watanabe, why did you come here? Bruce sets down the canteen and looks up at the sky. I'm just here to give you the tea. Whether I stay or not is up to you. And let me tell you a story. I have this friend who, Silence falls over the conversation. You know what? Forget it. At this point, there's no need to hide anything. Bruce looks embarrassed, which is really uncommon. Watanabe, would you find someone a coward for taking the same path as their parents did? I see. I think there's no right or wrong in pursuing something. It's just a process, not the end goal. Yeah, I heard of the story where there was a bunch of monkeys trying to scoop up the moon from the water. You mean the story where the monkeys form a ladder up a tree with their bodies and try to scoop the moon's reflection out of the water? Whether it was 7 or 8 monkeys, whether it was a well or puddle, I can't remember. I don't remember if there were 7 or 8, but the point is that they end up with nothing. And that makes sense that those monkeys end up with nothing when they never have what it takes to get the real moon. Do you think that you think you were one of those monkeys? Well, I'll suppose that you know what this moon I'm chasing is, right? I'm trying to go down the same path my dad went down. He was an ace pilot, and I admired him since I was a child and aspired to be like him. I'm not one of those kids who think they just have to do something now to outshine their dads because they think their dads are such a hotshots. I mean, I do want to be greater than my dad too, but it's just because I want to be great. He told me that it feels like what it feels like to soar to the sky, and I want to get a taste of what that feels like too. I want to make him proud. But, you know, I don't have the talent. No matter how much I train, I've never gotten the sense of balance up to snuff. And it's dawned on me that quite a while ago that I didn't have what it takes when my dad stopped teaching me maneuvers and techniques so I wouldn't get overstressed. So I kept asking myself if he'd given up on me, or if I should just give up. He reaches out his hand as if trying to grasp the bright moon in the sky. But I guess it's all starting to make sense now. Why am I wasting my time to trying to scoop up the moon from the water when I know it's mission impossible? The two fall silent, taking their time to digest those words. They might have come from different backgrounds, but right as the moment they find themselves in such similar circumstances. One of them tries to go down the same path his father did, knowing full well that he doesn't have the talent it takes. While the other tries to understand his mother's will, which he finds difficult to living in the world so peacefully. Could it be that Bruce is right for thinking that they're going nowhere? Even if you resolve to move past your wounds, never forget they existed and you're doing this to move forward the future. Watanabe suddenly recalls what his father said on his birthday. He didn't quite understand what his father meant to them, but seeing Bruce struggling now, Watanabe seems to have reached a eureka moment of all of a sudden. He looks back at the moon in the sky. No matter where they are, it always shines equally into the eyes of those who gaze upon it. Well, can't really say you don't have a point there. Boy, you honest son of a... But I don't think you're wrong for wanting to go down that path. For wanting to pursue that light, that is. Watanabe strings his thought into words, trying to get those messages across. We chase the moon for the water because it's beautiful in itself. There is nothing wrong with wanting to get closer to it. That sounds like what someone would say to themselves when they just don't have what it takes to get what they want. Well, he raises his fist as if capturing the moon in the sky. I don't think you need to have an end goal in sight when you try to pursue the moon. As his fist opens, the moonlight, which he was blocking with his hand, shines into the eyes through his fingers. It'll always be there, whether you try to pursue it or not. Never lost, never hidden, and always shining. If the moon is in the water as a reflection of its light, that means this light that shines upon us now is the very same moonlight now. As long as you don't turn away and walk into the darkness, no matter what we do, we'll always be in this light.
Watanabe finally sees that his mother has left behind more than just empathies and deeds. In the cemetery where she rests in peace, her steadfast belief echoes through him. And when Watanabe overcame his fears in choosing to join the military, that belief was passed down. He now sees that he doesn't need to be in his mother's shoes to understand her, nor does he need to arrive at the same end she did. So as long as he keeps his head straight and keeps heading down the same path, at least he realized. You're only saying those things because you've owned up to the failure you were. It's just hard to let something go when you become too invested in it. I really need to learn from you as far as that goes. He closes his eyes and remains silent for a moment, struggling internally. But I'll give it a try. I'll start talking to my father again. Thank you, Watanabe. It's gonna say the same. They exchange glances and raise their canteens. Cheers! They choke on the hot water in their canteens. Oh, let's go. The ignition ceremony for the 0-point reactor is taking place today. I don't really know what it's all about, but people have all gathered around the big screen. Let's go and join the fun. Now, this is probably where shit's gonna go south and it explodes. Hold on, 0-point reactor 1. Wasn't that where the punishing first started? Because I remember, I think in Atlantis, they said that one of the reactors blew up. Is this the reactor that fucking blew? Just a bit higher. Ah, yes, just like that. That's it. Any higher and it'll hit the ceiling. All right. Stop micromanaging. See, the poor tall guy doesn't know what to say because of you. Surely this goes off without a hitch, right? Say that again after you get his left arm. In the cafeteria of the internal space station, the huge projection screen is live streaming the first ignition of 0-point reactor. Almost everyone in the space station, regardless of their duty or how busy they are, has gathered here. What are you guys doing out here? They usually prefer in the rot in the lab. No one wants to miss the ignition, I presume. Thanks to this, the two who have arrived late because of their shift had to ask Tall Guy to lift them up. I say, why not just switch the cabin to 0 gravity mode? Pretty sure we'll be able to get the use of the space more effectively that way. Okay, that's what I thought. I'm like, wait a minute, things are clicking here. And remember 0-point reactor, I'm like, oh, this is when it happens. Forget it. You're not gonna be able to rebalance the gravity field afterward, are you? Shh, the countdown is starting. Ha ha! The day when shit went south. Area B2, all clear. One stealth drone shot down, and the AC-1 and normalies are all cleared. Total of 26 monitoring zones completely cover the area within 2 kilometers of the Reactor 1. The Security Intelligence Bureau has deployed all half of its elite forces to ensure the ignition is free from interference. Continuous reports stream into the command vehicle through the communication channels, or as newly appointed director of the Security Intelligence Bureau personally oversees the operation. Normal guy, yes, you are right on time, so you're chilling. Alright, here we go. Stay sharp. Keep an eye out for the enemy surroundings, especially the areas covered in vegetation. We don't want anyone letting in who's trying to wreak havoc here. 10 seconds. Here we go. I thought that I'd be in the front rows for something like this. Let's go into it, except my secretary couldn't handle all the paperwork. This would surely be one of those regrets I take to the grave, right? Trillard opens a bottle of red wine, a label still intact, and pours it into 2 goblets. Want to see a glass? I don't know, I didn't know you drank. Well, now you do. Tis the day we're celebrating. 1 glass shouldn't get to be drunk, right? Trillard checks the alcohol content again. I'd even consulted a doctor about this. Don't waste a doctor's time with these silly questions. That still work tomorrow. What ain't gonna stop just because I'm celebrating? Trillard raises his glass. To tomorrow. To tomorrow. The sound of glass clicking echoes crisp, and the red liquid swirls under the light. 5 seconds. Ah, boy. They are really milking us for free to get us in here. Who's that? Oh, Father, can you hear me? Oh, what is it? I have something to...
Yeah, the Big Bang. Oh, hey, Bruce? Hey, Bruce! Okay. They're just gonna end it just like that. That's fucking wild. Alright, here we go. Episode 6, True Heart. To this day, Ballard still remembers that fateful day. At first, when the lights went out, communications were silent, and the machines shut down. People thought it was just a massive power overload from a major electromagnetic interference. However, when the blue light turned crimson and the rebooted machines bared their fangs, humanity finally realized what they were up against. Had already missed their chance for self-rescue. Top 10 moments in PGR before disaster. What? What was the moment? Seeing Bruce talk to his father and then just get blown up? Or are we talking about this chapter right now? Or this episode? If it's this episode, then hey, this, of course. If it was the last episode, that was not a top 10 moment for me. I was like, okay. Safety measures become danger itself. Haywire armor turned into coffins for the soldiers, and crazed drones hunted down every last thing within their camera's view. When Bala led the security team armed with non-intelligent light weapons and encountered the escaping crowd, they realized the area around the reactor had become a death zone. The red plague spreading from the reactor core not only drove machines mad, but could also dissolve flesh. Yet more than half of the people who hadn't managed to escape, they were either possibly dead or still hiding into some temporary safe room where the red plague would eventually come forward and devour them. Wearing the last remaining protective suits, Ballard led the suicide squad into the red zone. 3 hours, this was as much as they could this as much time as they had to save the day. Because after that, even the protective suits would lose their effectiveness. In the distance, one can move barely being killed by the red plague had shrunk to just 10 meters, rendering the operation meaningless. Ballard had to use his remaining 3 fingers to signal a retreat. Damn! In this rescue, he lost his entire right hand, half his left hand, and his right calf. Moreover, his vocal cords, respiratory tract, and organs were severely damaged. All of the 68 members who formed the Suicide Squad, only 4 survived. God damn! Ironically, they only managed to save 4 people. That's fucking tough. When he was rescued from the brink of death, he learned that his close friend was about to head to the front lines. He didn't try to dissuade him. Wow, he didn't even try? That's fucked. Instructor, here! Got it. Ballard, breaking from his memories, stands up and walks toward the door. I'm gonna try to talk him out of it. Okay, now this is where he tries to do. Watanabe could never forget those days. On the 3rd day of the communication blackout, Barkas returned from headquarters with bad news. It seemed that the communication blackout wasn't just at the Oasis camp, but something that was happening on a global scale. Worst of all, none of the 240 satellites in orbit were operational, and people believed that something had gone awry when zero-point energy was initiated. All trading programs paused, everyone went into wartime mode, and supplies came under wartime control. Man, this is where we really seen the shit go in. Defense lines were erected, patrols organized, and potential attacks were prepared for. Day 15. Though the efforts of the tech soldiers, they finally received the first broadcast from the world outside of a new frequency. They learned about this news virus. Learned about this new virus called the Punishing and what it was capable of. That day, all high-tech equipment, including functional armor, were destroyed, leaving only non-intelligent light weapons and a few dozen old howitzers? Yeah, for scientific demonstrations. The camp's defense capabilities were reduced by over 90%. Jesus. Day 30, about a month now. Communication was basically restored, establishing a stable contact with headquarters and command. However, during the time without communication, humanity suffered heavy losses fighting on their own. The corrupted machines devoured human territory at an alarming rate. Day 48. Instructor Barkas were summoned to the northern front and never returned. Damn. 2 months now. The Oasis squad received orders to advance on the snowy plains to rescue trapped civilians. Encountering a large number of corrupted, the recon team ran out of ammo and all perished. During the rescue, acting leader Bruce single-handedly held off the corrupted for 6 hours and died a hero.
He no longer got the chance to say what he wanted to his father. Oh man, didn't they show that in in Watanabe's interlude? I didn't see the day. What day was that? I don't. Okay, I didn't see the day. The trapped civilians were successfully relocated to City 71-3. Acting leader Watanabe determined that with the current manpower and equipment, they can no longer hold the camp and applied to change course to the nearby City 175 to seek suppliers and search for survivors. The plan was approved. Day 73, okay. The Oasis squad arrived at 175 to begin searching for supplies and survivors. Now, this is when Watanabe was still with Babylonia before, he got kicked out and, formed the Forsaken. Correct? They found a large amount of light weapons, supplies, food, and medicine. After dispatching some members to escort those back to safety, Watanabe continued to lead the remaining members to search for survivors. Okay, that's yeah. Alright, now he's officially a mercenary part of Oasis, right now. Okay, so right where we're at right now, he's a mercenary. He's a mercenary part of Oasis. To their surprise, they discover a factory occupied by the Punishing that was pumping out corrupted machines. They managed to blow it up to the factory through the stealth operation, but the operation attracted most of the corrupted in the city. I like that the sound effects are coming up, are getting up in quality now. Really, really liking that. Day 81. On the retreat, they came across 2 survivors, one of whom was a child. Okay, here we go. Now we're fighting. Day 97. A little over 3 months. Whoa! Oh, it was just Andre. I thought there was some big shot coming up. It was just one of our guys. Oh! Wait, Andre and Daniel? I don't know them. I thought they were part of the squad. They were not part of the squad. Joyce? Okay. I really like how we're really this chapter is more of seeing what actually happened from it. Oh, Zong! What? Huh. Crazy. Posing. Alright, here we go. Let's do it. We're gonna try not to lose our guys here. And we already lost someone. So, oh no, we didn't. Okay. Whew. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Okay. Dude, seeing these monsters again reminds me so much. Reminds me so much of in the very beginning. These boss, these were little quote unquote bosses that we would have to fight in the very beginning. It's so crazy how the Punishing has evolved since then, and the new monsters that we have to fight. Oh shit! Woo! Right along the side is to escort the refugees. I gotta save them. They gotta go. Canonically, we gotta save Zong. What? Well, it's a good thing we went to this one. I'm surprised we hadn't fucking seen this thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't seen that.
The will of the blade will tear everything apart.
And he fucking disappeared. Oh, he's right there. He done. I done missed my ult and didn't do anything to him. There's a 2. There's a 1. Okay. Oh, we're kicking his ass now. Be gone! Alright, he's dead. Alright, now we gotta go save our teammates. Man! Shit! Oh, damn it! Ah, fuck! Ha! Oh, Danny, hello, welcome. Hey, you're just in time to see the pain. Ah, fuck! Choose again if you're still hesitating? Wait, did I not pick the right? Hold on. Huh? I gotta stick by my choices. I can't fucking... I gotta go save the kid again. Why you can't accept it but keep going? What? Are we supposed... Oh, well, we're already here. Too late. I can't make the game. Can't go back now. Alright, here we go. I mean, I can't go back on my choice, and I've already made that choice. I gotta stand on it. Alright, now you're actually gonna get fucked, because I can actually hit you with those ult now. Alright. Yep. Yeah, I was say this was canon logic that's supposed to happen. I was supposed to save Zong. Canon logic, I was supposed to save Zong. They were supposed to die with diligently. What? Oh, okay. Oh my god, okay. So he's just showing us what happens if we do. Okay. Interesting that future Watanabe's here. Kind of, it reminds me of oh my. Reminds me of Lee's chapter. Spiral of Chronos. Whenever he was able to go through his past, but not interact with them, which is even more interesting. So the fact that Watanabe can interact with them is interesting. Get out of here! We gotta do this in one run. I'm not about to fucking die in 1 health. Or die, get a second shot here. Okay. 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 We can get a 3. No, 3, 2, 1. There we go.
Tear everything apart.
We gotta do the other. Oh. Okay. Oh, damn it! Fucking lost. Son of a bitch. Okay, we're getting cooked.
Interesting. Doesn't matter. And I like how we're hearing Liv's coding song. Very nice touch. Very nice touch. Dude. Whew. This is very interesting. Ah, nice. Very clean transition. Very clean transition. Oh, yeah. All Solaris tethered by the brink of collapse before the body became ethereal. The pain came first. So this is the truth. Woo! His knees are quickly becoming feeble. Having found a way out, the blood on his body pours towards his chest. Back then, I wasn't yet. Only one thing could have happened when you were ambushed by a corrupted of that size. Death. But I'm still alive. Because... As this thought went through his head, his hands, having gone numb, felt the weight and the warmth of a young life that he was holding tightly in his arms. Right. I at least need to get him out of here. Suddenly, desperate cries filled the air. Mr. Watanabe! Mr. Watanabe! Don't die! Don't die! Small hand pressed against the gaping wound of his chest couldn't stop the wind from passing through. Is it really the wind? The blood! It won't stop! It's all my fault! You did all of it just for me! I'm sorry! You guys like my little kid voice? Don't apologize. I did because this is my responsibility. A vow I made to myself. I would have done the same, no. It was then that Watanabe noticed 5 blurry shadows behind him. One with a severed arm. So quick clarification, even though you see Epitaph, this is supposed to be human Watanabe. He is not a construct kid. Okay, that's what I thought. I'm like, why are we seeing him even though, you know, human Watanabe was like the one that definitely saved him? Bruce, did you come to get me? You could hear the child's cries as death stood silently behind him. The gaze of both the living and the dead focused on Watanabe, who was teetering on the edge of life and death. With it, he made his choice. Just let me finish this at least. He tried to lift his already cold legs, breaking out of the chaotic thoughts the moment his decision was made. Go away! Go away! Regaining consciousness from a brief daze, he saw the kid picking up stones and hurtling forcefully behind him. They're not the sound souls of the dead, but a few broken corrupted. Run! Watanabe's lips moved, pondering a faint sound with the sound of blood rushing through his veins echoed in his ears. Life gradually left him, returning to the black soil. Go away! Go away! The child's anger was tinged with fear and trembling. Run! Even if it's just you! As the sound of metal dragging on the ground grew closer, the child went from trembling with anger to looking on with fear. He dropped the stone and grabbed Watanabe's hand, trying to drag him away. But how in the world was a starving child supposed to move an adult? Someone, please, save him. Get down. Oh shit! It's Barlett. He saves him. Why is it on Mickey Mouse? Hey, it's just the kid's voice. Watanabe's eyes closed before gunfire down the voice I could be more familiar with.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Will I have enough? We're gonna do episode 7. This will be our last episode. We're gonna hope. Hope this will take it. This not too long. That way I can get me my cereal and food. Here we go. Right angle pillars. Watch the hydraulics. Oh, this is when he becomes a construct. Okay, here we go. He wanted his eyes to open, but only managed a small slope through which he saw nothing but white light. He could feel his body being cut open in place, but there was no pain. Only occasional words reached his ears, reminding him that this wasn't a dream. Bonesaw, how's his mind signal? Stable. Mind. When he heard the term, he felt as though his sea had appeared before his eyes. But what the sea was like a dead pool with no waves and no flow. The sea. Suddenly, a point of light appeared in the dead silence, like a lighthouse in the sea. Well, your progress so far in the chapter is pretty good. Okay, hey, that's nice. It's nice that we're on some good. It's nice that we're on good pacing right now. Stood firm in the center of the sea, guiding a ship to an unknown destination. The lost ship slowly approached, gradually surfacing from beneath the water. His consciousness is fluctuating again. Oh, his consciousness is fluctuating again. Bump up the connection. I'm sure we can wake him up. 2 more people sensed something, but Watanabe couldn't make it out what they were saying. He tried to grab something, but the whirlpool of memories pulled him harder still. His consciousness sank beneath the surface again. Okay, we're on the story of life, I'm assuming. When he opened his eyes again, he was lying in a hospital bed, but instead of common medical equipment or IV tubes, he found himself hooked up to something strange, machines he's never seen before. Feeling somewhat lightheaded, he patted his head out of the force of habit and heard a metal-like clink. What? He looked at his palm in confusion, thinking he could remove the word "like." As he tried to move his fingers, the mechanical structure of spherical joints in his body moved as he willed. Looks like you're pretty much now awake. The voice he'd recognized instantly came from the side. Ballard? Is it really you? Who else do you think you're talking to now? But a humanoid figure made entirely of metal and sentient skin leaned against the wall by the bed. He recognized that face, except it felt strange, even a bit frightening. You should probably check yourself out in the mirror first. Watanabe lifted his head, seeing his reflection in the mirror on the wall. A body of machinery, a barcode imprinted on his forehead, and eyes with different colors. Now, okay, I get him becoming a construct. Why the fuck does he have a barcode on his head? What made the doctors be like, you know what? We should add a barcode to him. We gotta add a barcode to this. Make it iconic. We had a bit of an emergency, and a few things would have been away when we tried to make your body. I know you're still feeling confused, which is why I'm bringing you up to speed here. Your guys delivered the supplies to the camp and never saw you return, so they went ahead and reported your disappearance to the command post. Before that, there was a huge explosion in City 175, and the staff figured that you were likely trapped in the city by the Rite of Corrupted. I happened to be on my way back to headquarters, and I was about to pass by the outskirts of City 715. So it was naturally upon me to save you. I know what you're thinking. The child has been sent to the safety zone, and the remains of those who had passed were found and cremated a few days ago. Who's that? Oh! Kasenka? Is that how you say it? I think that's how you say it. I made a butcher your name, I'm sorry. But hello, welcome. You gonna buy him? Hey, the barcode's there. You just gotta scan it. But I hope you're having a good one. Hope you're having a good day, good morning, and a good evening, wherever you are. Actually, we're getting ready to finish the stream up. We're finishing this chapter. And then I gotta get ready for work and get the day going. For me, at least for work. It'll be a good one. Hey, gotta do what we gotta do. Noticing Watanabe wanted to say something, Ballard answered his question before he even asked. Now, here's the important part. You were too severely injured for emergency treatment to be effective, so I went ahead and picked construct modification for you, thinking that this would give you a better chance of survival. Construct? Is that a new type of prosthetic modification? Similar, but different. He clenched his metal hand, similar to Watanabe's.
With the most advanced prosthetic modification, you'd at least be able to keep important biological materials like your brain and part of your neurons. But this is different when you turn into a construct because with it, all your body parts are replaced with metal components. We are still driven by electrical signals, but the part that sends out these signals is a complex structure they call the mind, not your brain. That's about it, though. I don't know the specifics since I'm not a scientist. Does that still make me... me? He couldn't help but think of the classic Teethorus paradox. Who ever heard that before? When all the wood that makes up a ship is replaced, is it still the same ship? I wouldn't worry about that. What you would tend to do to change, but just because you're no longer flesh and blood? Will the people you save stop thanking you and mourn the chunk of flesh that you once were? Butler grabs Watanabe's shoulder, forcing him to look into his eyes. Modification isn't gonna negate what we've done. Neither is it gonna change what we seek. We're beings of existence, and we've been leaving footprints behind since the day we were born. Modification is just part of that journey. Someone may hinder your future, but no one can truly take away your past. Bollard's spitting shit, dude. He's spitting that shit, dude. He's spitting facts. Ah, jeez. When did you become so... He even recognizes it. I ain't. I just got more time to adapt and think than you have. I mean, I wouldn't have signed the consent form if my own modification had been a failure. Feeling better? Yeah. Great. Let me get down to the second thing on the list then. He lets go of Watanabe's shoulder and sits on the chair by the hospital bed. I'm setting up an intelligence department consisting entirely of constructs and would like you to be a part of it. I thought you were already the director of the Security Intelligence Bureau, no? Pollard shakes his head. The Security Intelligence Bureau lost so many people at the beginning of the catastrophe that it's practically defunct now. Besides, I wasn't planning on adding new personnel. Can't find suitable candidates, I presume? Just seeing, then sensing some changes at the time. Ballard spitting facts. He really is. He really is. He out here being a poet. The fact is, Construct's capabilities have far surpassed humans. But there's more to it than that. In the foreseeable future, as long as this calamity continues, we'll only be seeing more and more constructs. Potential enemies are changing. We'll only be making ourselves vulnerable to infiltration if we remain stagnant. Ballard doesn't show any displeasure at Watanabe's subtle tone. Do you think I'm overly suspicious? Watanabe didn't answer. Watanabe, as long as there are differences, there will be enemies. This is something that is never gonna change. And that the ones you can't often see prove more deadlier than the ones you can when they come at you. Extraordinary enemies call extraordinary measures. That's why I want to form an all-construct intelligence department. Which is why I was hoping you could help me. Watanabe didn't respond immediately. He placed his hand on his chest where a mechanical heart lay. Damn, Baller's taking in some crazy people. He's taking in Watanabe. He's taking in Noctis. He's taking in Nigel. He's like, damn, he's got his own little family. The heart was beating strong and powerful, and he would never forget why he had this real heart placed with it. My mother was nothing but an empty tombstone. I swear I'll never be like her. Ballard. I think I figured out what my mother truly left behind. The pit filled with drifting ash could no longer trouble him, and the persistent hellish visions were shattered. He stepped out of the shadow and once again stood before his mother's grave, this time facing the short epitaph. She sleeps here along with the war, bringing peace as a gift to the world. I wouldn't have been here if it had not been for Baucus, Bruce, Cortez, Albert, Gazar, and the rest of the Oasis squad. I've come this far because of trust, and it's all also because of this trust that they entrusted their future to me. Which is why I feel like the front lines is where I belong. I've come this far because of all those people who have been helping me along the way. Which is why the front lines is where I can make all of the help I've received count. I want to put this catastrophe to an end and bring peace, even at the cost of my life. Hold your horses there, son. This isn't something you could solve alone.
He was partially influential. Yeah. Yeah. He's like collecting mentally unstable young adults. Rest in peace to those kings. I swear, dude. Hey, gone but never forgotten. Gone but never forgotten. Ballard stood up. He knew Watanabe had found his conviction and that there is no talking him out of it. And you probably want to focus on adapting to your new body first. This is a good chance for you to replace that mismatched eye sensor, too. I wouldn't worry. Doesn't affect my vision. Not gonna bother with that when I've already... Oh, wait. Not gonna bother with that when I've already had major modification done. And don't lose this again. Ballard handed over the shotgun Watanabe received on his 18th birthday. Now, what happened to his father? Watanabe reached out and grasped the gun. Suddenly recalled... Oh! Wait! Now it makes sense why he has the gun in his new frame. It's his father's gun. No way, dude. That's such a cool detail. That is such a cool detail. Wow. That's such a good detail, bro. Knowing that that gun that he's using is his father's gun, that's fucking crazy. That is crazy. That is a nice detail. It's the small things like that that make PGR really good. Suddenly recalling Ballard's word from years ago. Do you still find me half-baked? Ballard hesitates for a moment, then losing his grip on the gun. I guess you pass. He turned and walked toward the door, leaving one final remark. You don't want to stay in bed forever. Communications between the ground and space will resume soon, and will be needed. Evacuate the Constellation construction personnel of line G111. The Academic Commercial Alliance convoy will meet them there. Count Long, Chamber of Commerce, said that they halted the southern advance of the corrupted. Update the tactical map. We need to plan an area defense. Deploy the Second Army of the City 169 and there are many shelters donated by the Transatlantic Economic Community. Former World Government Summit Hall is now bustling with activity. Pause. After the brief chaos of communication silence, they have been repurposed as the command center for the battle against the punishing virus. Nothing really merits a discussion until this calamity is resolved. Hans furrowed at his brow at the world map projected at the center of the hall. The Red Plague has taken over a corner of the world's land and a tenth of its oceans. Humanity, now reconnected, has stymied the corrupted advance, but the speed at which the troops and equipment are being consumed far exceeds of that of production. The latest constructs have achieved notable victories in local battle zones, but it is a drop in the ocean for the larger picture. So far from humanity's pinnacle of technological and military might, the Starship fleet remains out of contact. Whether they're still under control is a matter of life and death for humanity. Since the completion of the ultra-high energy transmission antenna array constructed by the Arctic Route Union last week, the world government has been trying to connect contact with fleet in space. It's crazy how every big old union is like, damn. Before a new satellite communication can be established, its antenna functions as humanity's lifespan to space. But no one can say for certain whether these signals can be received by the Starship fleet, or if the Starship fleet was capable of receiving these signals at all, for that matter. Where is the humanity supposed to turn if space falls before the ground? Commander, this is High Energy Antenna Monitoring Station. We've received a signal outside of the atmosphere. Based on the signal strength and the characteristics, the analysis team speculates it may be from Miracle. Should we accept the signal and respond? Who the fuck's Miracle? Connect immediately. Everyone pauses their work and waits to hear from the other side of the signal. Their response will determine humanity's fate. Mere seconds feel like centuries. Oh, that's Miracle. Okay, never mind. This is Shin, commanding officer on board Miracle under the World Government Starfleet Chief. Please identify yourselves. I repeat, please identify yourself. The gentle male voice brings a sigh of relief to everyone in the command center. Space is still under human control, thank goodness. I am Hans, Chief Commander of the military. I'll bring you on what's happening in the ground in just a bit. I need you to bring us up to speed on what's happening in the space first. Got it. Currently, 30 starships, the International Space Station, Eden II colony ship, and the lunar base are still under our control. Supplies are sufficient in over 6 months of use. On the third day after communication was cut, we contacted the personnel station on the International Space Station, Eden II, in the lunar base, confirming their safety. After sending out drones for reconnaissance, we concluded that all 240 orbiting satellites had self-destructed, which is tough. Due to the lack of production lines and the core components of the spaceship, we couldn't repair them. The drones were shot down by a network of anti-aircraft fire when they entered the atmosphere. Okay, so now people are fucking rallying. So the fact that the satellites blew up and now we've got people going up against each other and they're firing against each other now. Since we couldn't be sure what was happening on the ground, we didn't force our way through to destroy the network. Our tech department quickly built multiple temporary antennas, and the communications teams monitored them 24/7 to avoid any missing possible signals from the ground. And I guess we made the right decision. Good work. Now let me update on you what's happening here on the ground. 3 months ago, during the ignition ceremony, an unknown virus came out of the core of Reactor 1. It showed astonishing infectivity to logical circuits and severe corrosiveness to human bodies. We still don't know how it works, but we'll send you the detailed report in a bit. Okay, now, this is interesting. Now, is Gasalt on Babylonia now, or is it on the ground right now? Because if it's on the ground right now, then the world headquarters is on the ground, which I'm guessing eventually transitions into Babylonia. After limited communication was restored, it's on Earth right now. Okay, that's what I thought. I'm like, if we're in the council meeting right now, this means that it's on the ground at the moment, which will eventually transition into Eden 2, aka Babylonia. I'm assuming Eden 2 is Babylonia, which will in turn go into Babylonia eventually, which is crazy to think, or crazy to see how this is working out right now. Some people from the Science Council who made it out alive told us that the defense system here was infected too, but like the network of the anti-aircraft fire you encountered. Since smart weapons can effectively strike before being infected, we have no good solutions for the defense arrays until the Science Council improves the firewall. But things might not just take a turn for better going forward since we're now in contact. The starships can only deliver effective strikes with ballistic missiles, but their control systems are susceptible to hijacking too. Are you saying we should put Logny's arsenal on Eden 2 to use? Oh, shit. Okay, so the Logny's arsenal was present during this time. Interesting. That's what I was thinking, except I think we have a cheaper option now that we haven't heard what you just said. A cheaper option? Are you talking about those satellites that are no longer in use? Exactly. Those satellites are perfect raw materials for the rude routes of God. We'll be joining hands to destroy the infected defense arrays in the shortest time. Yes, let's do that. Humanity will have its chance to fight back once the path between space and the ground is cleared. Now, what are they doing? Gonna send the fucking satellites on the ground as meteors? Within the next month, the Space Force, aided by the ground forces, launched a total of 115 high-density metal rods made to decommission satellites as infected defense arrays. Oh, okay, never mind. Among them, 21 are intercepted and 7 deviate from the intended impact area, failing to deliver effective damage. Okay, so they are like meteors. They're just fucking sending them down like fucking send them down! The remaining 87 directly hit their targets, delivering a devastating blow to the infected defense arrays. Humanity finally regains its footing through the successive victories brought about by the meteors that are the rods of God. That's crazy that they did that. They were like, hey, we got satellites. Let's just fucking use them. The last barrier between space and ground is broken, reestablishing 4-dimensional strike system. The newly formed Purifying Force eradicates doomsday heretic, human trafficking, illegal trades, and inhuman experimental satellites established under the guise of the world government. Okay, now we know that the Purifying Force is established right now. The world government gradually regains the credibility lost due to the punishing outbreak. Okay. First all-hands meeting on the battle against the punishing. Now, okay. Okay, I'm surprised Tillard's still alive here. Literally been fighting the zone alone due to communication outbreak. That's the punishing virus emerged in the Hetero 0.2 Doctor. Fortunately, though, relentless effort to briefly establish contact are once again united for a single cause. This meeting aims to set strategic directions on the future battle against the punishing. All opinions are appreciated and welcomed. I do have a question before we go ahead with the discussion. The counselor looks toward a corner of the meeting room. Representatives of the Science Council, do you have anything to say about this disaster you brought about? Counselor, this meeting isn't about assigning blame. Aw, shit, it's Nihard again. It's all woman. What would you like to hear? I'm sorry. Or do you have my apologies? And just for the record, I don't think we did anything wrong. Nihard. Nihard's words spark murmurs around the room, but none speaks out of the respect for the Science Council, knowing the blame would be futile.
But once this fuse is ignited, it's difficult to extinguish. If you don't know the severity of the issue because you're always cooped up in the lab, let me say it and lay it out for ya. Since the punishing outbreak, there have been 30 million casualties. Humanity has lost 20% of its living space, and the direct economic losses are twice of that of the previous unification war. Now, are you still going to tell me that the Science Council did nothing wrong? Nicktar takes a deep breath. In primitive society, the first humans who touched the flame didn't know what burned them. But they weren't deterred. Humanity harnessed fire, drove away beasts, and gradually grew to dominate the land. During the industrial era, pollution wiped out 70% of the wild species in less than half of a century, yet we didn't return to farming. Before the theory of cold fusion, nuclear waste from fusion reactors took hundreds and thousands of years to loosen its radioactivity. Did we regret exploring atomic energy? Seemingly a little uncontrollable, giving the long speeches like this, Ninhart takes another breath. This guy is definitely gonna get jumped out of the meeting. Yeah, he gonna get that belt to ass treatment. We don't abandon ethics for exploitation, but we aren't so naive as to think that there won't be any cost. To us, the punishing is just another hurdle to overcome, like environmental destruction, greenhouse, or reactive pollution. Yes, we are the Science Council. Totally knew that the super cancer virus would kill us all. They had to know, like, well, we're doing this, but something's gonna happen. We face challenges head on because our goal is true, and we will not back down because of any of these challenges. Easier said than done. The 0-point reactor still emanates the punishing. How do you plan to overcome that? The chief will lead a team over to shut down the reactor when we have the Enver device for construct developed as the first line of defense. Nitart, can we discuss the personnel for this mission? Trillard clearly doesn't think this is a wise choice. No one knows the 0-point reactor better than its designer. This catastrophe requires everyone to full effort to solve, including mine. I won't be sitting around doing nothing. Now, is she talking about Dominique? I'm just quoting the chief's word. Is there anything you'd like for me to relay? He is speechless. The Science Council has stated its position. What about the rest of us here? Let me say a few words then. Hans passes down on the speaker button. My plan is to do a major relocation. Okay, now this is where we relocate to the Babylonia. As you all know from various sources, the punishing spreads. It is everywhere. The only difference is the concentration. But there is one last untouched sanctuary. Humanity's last refugee is space. Dude, if they do a collab, you bet your ass I'm gonna be on that. I will be on that day one if that happens. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they're probably in the talks about it, but probably not for a little bit. He presses the button and the tactical projection appears before everyone. This time, the map isn't filled with complex contours and expansive star chart with several simple overloads. Spaceport, Starship Fleet, the International Space Station, Eden 2 colony ship, and their lunar base. The red dots that function as indicators move across the map. Using these as bases will establish a 3,800,000 kilometer strategic depth between Earth and the Moon, creating an insurmountable barrier to the punishing. By relocating in non-competitive civilizations and batches, we'll have enough workers to work on the spaceports and starships as accommodate subject populations. This will enhance other production functions, which will give us a stable base support. The Moon and the other planets in the solar system will serve as our resource reserves. Some modified starships will shuttle between these locations to transport industrial materials to our space factories. With a continuous supply of weapons and equipment and the enemy lacking reinforcements, they will eventually eradicate the corrupted on Earth. We will then be able to research ways to deal with the punishing without hindrance. Ladies and gentlemen, his gaze sweeps across the room. History is a cycle. Some generations enjoy blissful ignorance while others are burdened with great expectations. Now is our generation's turn to shoulder our responsibilities. Humanity will take back our home no matter how long it takes and what it costs. Silence falls upon the speech. After a while, the council breaks into what seems like a self-mocking laugh and drops his prepared proposal into the recycling bin. No, that's truly something. He starts clapping his hands. The sound echoes to the silent empty hall. Soon, a second, a third, and a fourth, and almost everyone starts clapping. In the end, Hans' proposal passes with an overwhelming majority. The official name of Hans' proposal is Project Arcadia Transfer. Woo!
Whole lot of reading there, ladies and gentlemen. We finally now know the origins of Babylonia, what happened with the punishing, how it affected everyone, how it mainly affected Wan Shi, how Purifying Force was made, and what it is now. Now, what happened now? You do find Naomi and Wuhua though as a Kuro bot. Do you really? Oh, I didn't know that. It's in regard to the Easter egg part. A collab might take a while more since Wuhua still needs to have its first collab ever. Yeah, the history of the Golden Age is amazing. It was a good read. Get ready for chapter 28. Hey, from what I've heard, chapter 28 is gonna be fucking crazy lore. But it's also gonna be crazy fucking reading on top of that. So I'm prepping my voice right now for all the reading I'm gonna have to do. Okay, history. Yeah, dude, the history of the Golden Age is really good. I really liked it. I'll get even more history in chapter 28. I can't wait. I've heard it's long too. Appreciate your voice acting as always. I appreciate that. Hey, I really do. I thank you. Definitely one of the fits of characters, except for the child part. Hey, the child part is like more of like a Mickey Mouse show. I'm like, well, I really don't care. So we're just gonna get through it. We're gonna get through the child part and go on with it. But if you give it a lot of context, okay, good to know. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as much as I would like to keep going, I have to get ready for work and get ready for the day. So I'm gonna go up, get me some breakfast, spend some time with my mom, and get my day going with work. So hey, again, I thank everyone who has been here, who is on this journey right now. Like I said, I'm only in year 1 of my little content career. All right, like I said before, this book will set the stage for everything that I'm wanting to come out of this chapter. Oh, not chapter, out of this channel, what I want this channel to do, what I want this channel to be, and everything. This stream is this is another banger stream as always. I'm very grateful to, like I said, I'm very grateful to be doing this. I'm very grateful to have you all here, the Ironclad Nebula, holding strong and looking all of that. So like I said, this is just the beginning. We still have many years to come for what this channel will be, what this channel will grow into. And like I said, I'm still a young buck. I've still got a lot of things ahead of time that I need to be looking forward to. And it's a journey. I'm just enjoying the journey, getting 1% better every day. And man, I can't wait. I can't wait. And I'm still adding on to this bit by bit, you know, taking it one day at a time with it. I'll give y'all a little thing of what this is. The very first page. I'll let y'all in on this real quick. The first page, all right? This was made on 5/27. So this was on May 27th, 2025, 12:27 at night, all right? The Calling. The blueprint to make a name for myself in the content creation. This story will carve my name into my legacy I leave behind for the world to know who I am. This is my purpose God has sent me to do. Through him, I show my visions and dreams. And a quote that I have come up with. My heart is my brush, my dreams, my vision. Goals are my paint. The world is my canvas. So that's what I wrote on the first book, on the first page. First page, that is what I have on there. Goes to show you how seriously I am taking this content, how serious I am taking this dream, the purpose that I am leaving, that I am doing. And like I said, this is just a start. Like, imagine, I talked to Anakin a little bit ago, saying like, yo, like, we're here, and this was live on stream. I said, we're here now. Just imagine a year from now, we could be having a lot more people watching, a lot more people enjoying what I'm bringing. And like I said, because my reactions are raw, they're authentic, they're real, because I'm very passionate about the games that I play and that I want to show. So you just gotta keep looking forward. Hey, when you guys hit, hey, I said this. I'm gonna say this right now. When I get big, I'm creating a founders a founder's badge, and I ain't gonna forget, because on top of that, these are archived into the YouTube, so they ain't gotta go nowhere. And all the people that I've met and all the comments that I've seen, like every people that I remember in this year, gonna get like a founder's badge. And when I get big, and we got a lot more people talking to the chat, and next you know, let's say one of you guys come up, boom, I instantly recognize it, because it's like, this man was a day one, this lady was a day one, and they done see me when I was small, and they still here when I'm big. I ain't gonna forget. I already got plans to get a founder's badge set up and rolling. I don't know what the name of it. Maybe like something to do with a round table or something. But hey, a founder's badge will be happening, and I will get it. I will get it commissioned. I still gotta find some people to get it commissioned. But either way, y'all gonna get the people who are here and who are still here late years down the road. They gonna get a founder badge. They gonna get a founder badge, and everyone who's new and who come along on this journey gonna know, like, oh, he takes good of his people, because they don't know, like, oh, he was here in the beginning. He knows, he's done seen me before. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. That's probably one of the first things that I will do, is get a founder's badge to give back to the people who've been here in the very beginning. So hey, it's gonna be great. But anyhow, I don't want to keep you guys any bit longer than needed. I don't want to waste any more time. I thank you all for being here. I do not take this for granted. I do not take your guys' time for granted either. You guys did not have to watch me today, but you guys chose to, and I very much thank you for that. So, anywho, ladies and gentlemen, Thursday morning, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, we will be continuing on with Aeon Reforged. And I believe we're going to be now jumping to the present now. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that. So, anywho, ladies and gentlemen, Pop and P1's out of here. You all have a good day, a good night, a good evening. And again, I will see you all 6 a.m. bright and early Thursday. I'm out. Peace.